Good? Mm-hmm. All right, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom to the worldwide family. Peaceful Sabbath day, y'all, as we get busy on the Most High's Word, His power, His glory. We hope that He help us manifest that today with His holy Word. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Y'all know how we get down, y'all. We turn toward Holy Jerusalem. 1 Kings 8th chapter, Daniel chapter 6, verse 10. 1 Corinthians 11, men ought to uncover their head when praying or prophesying within the assembly. Women ought to cover their head when praying or prophesying within the assembly. Let us do all things decently and in order. Y'all, we want to hold our hands up high. We want the Most High to lift us up as recorded in 1 Timothy 2, chapter 1, verse 8. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right, family, we're going to get this opening prayer. And it's with the Most High's permission. And in the name of His only begotten and beloved Son, our uncrowned King and our Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach. And we know Him as Jesus the Christ, y'all. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms, in the 30th chapter it reads, I will extol thee, O Yahweh, for thou hast lifted me up, and hast not made my foes to rejoice over me. O Yahweh, my Elohim, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. O Master, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing unto the Most High, O ye saints of His, and give thanks at the remembrance of His holiness. For His anger endureth but a moment. In His favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And in my prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Master, by thy favor thou hast made my mountain to stand strong. Thou didst hide thy face, and I was troubled. I cried to thee, O Yahweh, and unto the Most High I made supplication. What profit is there in my blood when I go down into the pit? Shall the dust praise thee? Shall it declare thy truth? Hear, O Yahweh, and have mercy upon me, Master. Be thou my helper. Thou hast turned from me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to thee and not be silent, O Master, my Elohim. I will give thanks unto thee forever. Hallelujah! Say that!
Yes,
Sir, it's all is well.
Well, for reading now. Shalom again to the worldwide family. We'll always, first and foremost, thank the Heavenly Father, the Almighty that dwelleth on high.
Yes, sir.
And the only begotten Son of the Father.
Yes, sir.
Our Lord, Savior, and Redeemer, the mighty Yeshua. We call him Jesus the Christ around here, though, y'all.
Yes, sir.
So today's lesson, y'all, we're going to get right to it. First, want to send out some shout-outs to that true soldier down there in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, down there, that Josiah. Send shouts out over there to the Wisconsin area, to Cathalia, and over in England, Gadiel. Shalom, y'all. Y'all, so today's lesson, y'all, we're going to get into law as usual, because law governs everything, because it's the truth of the Most High.
That's right.
And we must worship Him in what?
Spirit and truth.
Spirit and truth, y'all. So that's what we're teaching from Spiritual Nazarite / Spiritual Nazarene. Both are listed in the Bible, but we're going to get a good understanding today lawfully. as the scriptures inform us, y'all. So y'all know how we do it. We do it under Christ being the high priest after the order of Melchizedek forever. And y'all know how we do the law. Male, female, rich, poor, free or bond,
right.
Jew and Gentile must be accounted for in the law after the order of Melchizedek. You have to include the entire world because that's who the message went out to.
Yes, sir.
So we have to understand it from that perspective. No one is left out. So y'all, we're going to get right into the power of the Most High. Unless we got any questions or concerns, y'all know how we do it. Anything on your heart, mind, or soul before we get rolling? So far, so good. So let's just start this off with the power of the Most High, and He explains who He is, so we don't have to guess who He is. His word is I don't want to say a TikTok challenge, but He challenges everybody by this instruction in the law. So if we will, let's start right. We're going to hit some one-hitter quitters. We'll read down on a few, but Isaiah 41:21, and then we're going to jump to Isaiah 42:5 and 10. But we're going to see what the Most High states out of His mouth, who He is, y'all. And y'all have to understand down here, around here, we believe it from Genesis 1:1 to Revelation 22 in the last verse. Every word of it is pure. If you don't believe that, you have to change the channel. If you're having any problems with being lukewarm about this doctrine and you just don't understand, it could be, I've seen some italics in there, close it up. When in doubt, do without. It's better that you taste His glory than to turn away from it.
That's right.
And say, I don't think so because of something you heard in the wind. So y'all, we're 100 with this. If you don't agree with this, change the channel now. We don't go outside the book. We don't have to. Y'all, so we're going to make it clear of what our Father say about Himself. Let's get it. Isaiah 41:21. Who got it?
All right, we're reading in the book of Isaiah, in the 41st chapter, and we'll start our reading at verse 21. And it reads, "Produce your cause, saith the Most High. Bring forth your strong reasons, saith the King of Jacob. Let them bring them forth, and show us what shall happen."
Right, that's the future, ain't it?
That's right.
Go ahead.
"Let them show the former things, what they be, that we may consider them,
Right.
and know the latter end of them, or declare us things for to come."
So the Most High said, if you can tell the past, the present, and the future, get busy with it so we can know what's forth to come.
Right.
Yeah, the Muslims got some good discipline in there. Stand up straight, stick your chest out. But where do we go in the future? What's left for us? What's the prophecy? Or is the champion that's ruling over us champion until we exist no longer? What's the prophecy? Just because we got black skin and we was kings and queens, where do we go from here? When do we take charge? Is that in prophecy in any other book besides this one? So that's what he's saying, produce your cause. Go ahead, what else to say?
Verse 23. "Show the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that ye are God."
Right, lay a prophecy down and don't cover it up when it don't come to pass.
Right.
Write it down, date, time, and hour, because those are the instructions and the law of a prophet. You must write it down. You must note it in a book.
Yep.
Go ahead.
"Yeah, do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed and behold it together."
You see what our God say too? He said you can't be lukewarm. Either do good or evil. That means if it's something wrong with you, you're going to either do all evil with it if you're saying because that's the route you're going, or if you say I believe it from just really pure, like it say every word is pure.
Right.
One or the other.
Either or.
Go ahead.
Verse 24. "Behold, ye are of nothing,
Yes.
and your work of naught. An abomination is he that chooseth you."
Okay, so that's what the Most High is saying. If they can't do that, it's an abomination to choose another God who can't work that out. The Most High can tell you what's going to happen to you tomorrow. Soothsayer's going to guess.
Right.
And they're going to ask you for some money to tell you what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Let's hit that Isaiah 42, verse 5 through 10. Right over y'all, just one over y'all. We're just showing the power of the Most High. He speaks for himself how powerful he is. Look, y'all, this thing is about prophecy. We got to check the Most High's prophecy, don't it?
Yes.
No matter what we believe, the Antichrist is coming. We see it being set up. You see it coming.
Yep.
And that's going to be the test of your soul.
It's getting late.
It's getting late in the game, y'all. What it say?
The book of Isaiah, chapter 42 and verse 5. Thus saith Yah the Most High, He that created the heavens and stretched them out, He that spread forth the earth, and that which cometh out of it.
Yes, sir.
He that giveth breath unto the people upon it, and spirit to them that walk therein. I, the Most High, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles.
For a light what?
Of the Gentiles.
See, if there is no law, there is no light. The law is the light thereof.
Yes, sir.
It's the light. It's the way so you can see your way through the darkness. Instruction. Nothing is more important than the instructions of a matter. If you question the instructions in this book, B-I-B-L-E, basic instruction before leaving earth, and you don't question, or you won't let nobody get on board in dominoes, you better not try to get on board with 5.
No.
It's 15 to get on board and then 10 thereafter. So to even get rolling, you need 25, not 5. You go that hard on that. You got to go 10 times as hard with this law of instruction for eternal life.
Yes, sir.
Those are flesh games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where we at?
Verse 7. To open the blind eye. To bring out the prisoners from the prison.
Right.
And them that sit in darkness out of the prison house.
See, so this is what we talked about when we said male, female, free or bond, Jew or Gentile, and he just said to be a light to them. The law has to go forth to each one of them people in their language. It's going to be the same law, y'all. Exodus 20 is the same Exodus 20 in any version of the Bible on planet Earth. The reason being because Satan has to accuse you of breaking the law. He can't tamper with what he's going to accuse you for. You get let out of jail. The Most High is not going to punish you. There's not one scripture in the Bible, I should say 2 because we got to play by the rules, 2 witnesses, where Satan ever tells anyone to break the law of God. Now he say don't believe what he's saying for another reason. He just don't want you to be God, but he never said break the law of God because he can't accuse you if he does. Revelation 12 say he's the accuser of the brethren. What is he accusing you of but breaking God's commandments? What else is there? Now he never done that. So if you hear anybody else telling you to do what the devil won't do, they're already locked and loaded because he's going to accuse them to the Most High of what they're teaching. Law breaking. Matthew 5:17. If any man teach the law is done away with, he shall be the least in the kingdom of heaven, meaning never get in. It won't get up in there. If you say, Earl, no man, that nigga be the last one to get in my party, do that mean after, okay, you're 21, 22, Earl, you just happen to be the last one. You can get in. No, it don't mean that at all, do it? No, but get to step. What else to say, bro?
Verse 8. I am the Most High.
Who is he?
The Most High. That is my name. And my glory will I not give to another. Neither my praise to graven images.
Neither my praise to what?
Graven images. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you.
So he tell us anything we got to worry about concerning the future. He's like, this gonna happen in the future right around this time.
Right.
You're gonna get a king gonna rise up, and this is what he's going to do in the future.
Right.
Ain't nobody else doing that. What else to say?
Verse 10. Sing unto Yahweh a new song, and his praise from the end of the earth.
Right.
Ye that go down to the sea, and all that is therein, the isles, and the inhabitants thereof.
You can hold that, but verse 8 say, I'm not going to give my glory to another. A lot of them use this to say the Messiah. That means the Messiah, right here, he's telling you ain't no Messiah. No, that ain't what he said, because who is the glory of the Father?
The Son
Who's the glory of Yeshua?
is man,
Who's the glory of man?
the woman.
So now let's read verse 42 of the same thing, and that'll say the same thing. So we get it clear who he's talking about his glory going to, not another other than Messiah. Born in Nazareth, the Nazarene, who then took a Nazarite vow that we're going to read about.
Little short lady come up in there.
Go ahead, look at them short legs.
Yeah, we going to
42 and 1. So we can see who verse 8 is talking about. That's what it's saying. It's not saying there's no Messiah, because verse 1 tells us who we talking about. What did it say, bro? 42 and 1.
the book of Isaiah, verse 42 and chapter 4. You know what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
We don't.
Chapter 42 and verse 1. Behold my servant, whom uphold mine elect.
Whom I uphold.
Whom I uphold,
Right.
mine elect,
Right.
in whom my soul delighteth.
Right.
I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles.
He's going to bring forth judgment to the Gentile. The only person being given that power and glory is the Messiah. He shall bring forth. When you keep on reading, you'll read what's going to happen to him and when he takes over. So that's what verse 8 is talking about. So don't let nobody throw that doctrine in there and try to kill that on that. Let's get this next one, y'all, because we got to get to the meat of the subject matter. Let's hit that Isaiah 46, 8 through 13, while we're in Isaiah.
Yeah.
Now, Isaiah, a very powerful prophet.
Yeah, we got to get some of these.
He was so powerful, put him in the law and
Sawed him in half, didn't it? At his death.
how powerful he was.
That's how powerful he was, in an empty log, and sawed the log in half.
I'm mad to see that brother again.
Yes, sir. How we look?
Okay. Isaiah chapter 46, verse 8.
Right?
Remember this and show yourselves men.
Do what?
Remember this and show yourselves men.
Show yourselves men. And what that means is you're a fully grown up man. You're seated well in below your navel. They're set. You're a grown man. You have to start acting like a grown man. You have to look for where's the rest of my life gonna be. Once I reach 40, I'm at a generation right now. So what does my future look like for me? It has to be in order at that point when you're a man, so that you know what man means, M-A-N. You're able to meet all needs. Now, if you find yourself at 40, that other man, M-A-N, mooching ass Negro, it's going to be a problem for you, for that direction, heading into elderhood. What else to say, bro?
Remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors.
Oh, ye what?
Transgressors. Remember the former things of old. For I am Yahweh, and there is none else. I am Yahweh, and there is none like me.
Right?
Declaring the end from the beginning.
Declaring what?
The end from the beginning.
See, that's from Revelation all the way back to Genesis. I'm He.
Right.
I'm the creator of all that. Go ahead.
And from ancient times, the things that are not yet done.
The things that are not yet done from the ancient time. Y'all, there's some things that's got to go down to correct what happened to the garden are not yet done. Go ahead, bro.
Saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
He said, I'm going to do all my pleasure. My counsel should stand. Y'all read the rest of that, but we're going to move right on. Give me a little bit of Isaiah 30, 1 through 3. And this is his challenge to anybody that wants to take a hold of clay on clay worship. Y'all, clay on clay worship is so deadly in the Bible that the COVID virus wouldn't even be in the same ballpark. And when we're talking about clay on clay, we're talking about man worship.
Yes.
The clay worshiping the clay and giving the potter no glory. What you got about that, LC? That's right. They're giving the potter no glory. Where we at? Isaiah 30, 1 through 3. Real quick, y'all, and then we're going to get right into this lesson and get some understanding, y'all, because it's the book of understanding. It starts when you reach puberty. That's when the law starts for a boy. It says he has to wash himself if that goes forth from him. That's when the law starts. Before that, it's his parents' duty.
Right.
For a young woman, when she reaches her flower, she has to be taught how to take care of that flower when it comes visiting again.
Yes.
So that's when they become under the law, because at this point they are charged with the crimes under those laws. Because at that point they can reproduce life.
Right.
Don't care if it happened at 10. If a wolf get at her, she'd be pregnant at 10. If he do man things at 9 and get with a girl at time, there's going to be a baby. So that comes under law. Where we at?
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1.
31, I'm sorry, 31 verse 1. I'm sorry, brother.
Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1.
What it say?
Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help.
For what?
For help.
See, go where for help? A dust bowl? Chariot still in the Red Sea. Go ahead.
And stay on horses. And trust in chariots, because they are many. And in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel.
Right.
Neither seek the Most High.
Is that a problem?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yet he also is wise, and will bring evil.
And what did he do?
And will bring evil. And will not call back his word, but will arise again the house of the evildoer.
But will arise against.
But will rise against the house of evildoers, and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians are men.
What are they?
Are men. And not God.
And not who?
And not God.
Don't care nothing about what them books talk about. This just say read that part again.
Now the Egyptians are men. And not God. And their horses flesh. And not spirit. When the Elohim shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall. Both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fall together.
And they shall fail together if you trust that a man that teaches Egyptology or from the Egyptology is God. You're going to fall. It's going to fail. Tell the future. Tell the things of the form. Tell what's going to happen tomorrow, and then we'll get with you, because the Most High say you God at that point. At that point, you need to be looked at as the Most High.
That's right.
So y'all, let's get right into it. Shalom, y'all. What's going on, Mr. Jeremiah? Y'all good, Mr. Jeremiah?
You know Jeremiah came in,
well,
and he the one trying to run.
Yeah, right. So y'all, let's get right into it. What is a Nazarene? A lot of times you read this in the Bible. Nazarenes were a group or sect of Israelites. You know, it's like St. Louis Israelites. That's a sect, you know, of believers in Hamashiach.
Could you repeat that, Brother Daniel, what a Nazarene is?
A Nazarene, according to the Bible, is one first who dwelt in Nazareth. So that's where it basically started from, because the prophecy was the Messiah would come from Nazareth. Now that don't make him a Nazarite unless he takes the vows of a Nazarite. That gives you order and instructions on how you should perform a Nazarite vow. There must be instructions, or you're going to get instructions from somebody else. Any other doctrine instructions are different about how you get close to the Most High. He has his instructions, but first, y'all, We just gonna get some understanding real quick. Do we have any definition of Nazareth? Real quick, I just want to read where that you got that Bible dictionary.
It's a long definition.
Just briefly of what it's saying, where it's located.
Nazareth, decree, Nazarene.
Yeah.
This is in Zondovan's Pictorial Bible Dictionary.
Yes, sir.
As you can see, this is the one with the definition of ham. Get it while you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zonovan's Bible Pictorial, you know what it is. But under Nazareth, there are quite a few.
All I'm looking for is location.
Location.
Yeah, if you got a location, Barcelona. Or you can read off what it was, Nazarene or Nazareth, but y'all, it's a location in the Middle East.
Okay, this is Nazareth. A town in Lower Galilee.
A town where?
In Lower Galilee. Belonging to the tribe of Zebulun.
Right.
Nowhere referred to in the Old Testament. The hometown of Mary and Joseph.
Right.
The human parents of Yeshua.
Right.
After the flight into Egypt to escape the ruthless hands of Herod the Great.
So it's saying the town was just where Mary and Joseph lived, the earthly parents of the Most High. We should say the Most High Son lived there. Just like if they lived in St. Louis. It's a reason for it being there because it was prophesied for him to be born in that area so that many come in my name saying, I am Christ. They must be born in Bethlehem, Judea, Galilee, what we just read. Nazareth, him, and we're going to get into some more scripture so you understand this Nazarene was only a birthplace location that he got that title. Jesus of Nazareth. If he had been in St. Louis, it'd been Jesus of Missouri or St. Louis. That's all it would have been, y'all. It ain't nothing way over the top. It's just a location. What else you say, bro?
Now you want Nazarene?
Yeah, you can read Nazarene.
Nazarene, it says, a word derived from Nazareth.
From where?
From Nazareth.
See, y'all, so it's a word derived from a place on land. Go ahead.
The hometown of Hamashiach Yahushua.
The what?
The hometown of Hamashiach Yahushua.
Look, I'm in St. Louis by way of Starkville, Mississippi. That's all it's saying. The Messiah is by way of the city of Nazareth.
Right.
That's where he dwelt at as a youngster. That's where his roots lay.
He was often called a Nazarene.
What was he often called?
A Nazarene.
Because of what?
Said used by his friends, it had a friendly meaning. Yeshua applied the title to himself. Used by his enemies, it was a title of scorn.
Right.
Matthew 26:71 and Mark 14:67.
And we got them on the list today that we're going to go over. You can hold up, but what it's telling you is the Messiah grew up in there and they asked what good thing could come out of Nazareth because Nazareth was rough. It was a Roman fort took in there. A lot of people got killed and they like, what good thing come out of Nazareth? Just like what we're saying is, what? Kinlock.
Right.
What good thing coming out of Kinlock? Wellston? What the hell going on? What you mean the Messiah coming from Wellston? You talking about old Wellston or Wellston now?
Page there?
Look here. Everybody got a city what you talking about. That city, y'all, is where the Messiah came from. Because a well man don't need a doctor, do we?
That's right.
So why you gonna start out in Ladue, Chesterfield? Gotta start where the sick at.
Yeah.
What else to say? Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
That's all we get from that, y'all. So let's get right to it and see. So we got an understanding. Shalom, Imam. Shalom, Miss. So we got an understanding of where or why he was called Nazarene. That was because where he lived. Okay, let's get some more. Let's get into where the script teaches that, y'all, because we stay inside the script. We ain't going outside of it, because outside, like Revelation 22 says, wolves and dogs outside the kingdom, ain't it? So outside this is wolves, dogs, and sorcerers outside of this. That's what the end of Revelation say. If you ain't inside the kingdom, because outside is that. Let's read some more Real quick, Matthew 2:23. Then we're going to hit Matthew 21 and 10 and 11. Y'all going to hit some quick hitters. And then we're going to get into a Nazarite as well and the laws of Nazarite, y'all. But we want to bring all of when demons know about what a Nazarene was. And only time you'll hear this term used is when it's identifying an individual where he come from. Like some may just say them STL brews, them KC brews. You think that's KC brew Judah Black. Shouts out to the house of Judah Black. It's St. Louis brews because they regular around here know all the streets, man. Look, he's talking about, yeah, I know turn left on this street. I'm like, how you know the loop? But he got peeps here from the loop. But he's known up there like that. So y'all, that's all it is, y'all. It's just location of Hebrews, just like in the book of Esther. When the letter went out that Haman was going to kill all Israelites, they sent them to every province throughout the land of Persia in every language. So you had to read the language. What if you can't read and they say this ain't in Hebrew, but it's saying it in Persian language? We're going to kill y'all on Friday. I can't read this. Do you think that's going to stop the slaughter?
Nope. It's still coming.
You better learn that language and get it. What this say? Oh, they coming to kill everybody on Friday. Oh.
And it's Thursday.
And it's Thursday. Boy, look here. Yeah, that's rough, ain't it?
It's going to be some learning going on.
Boy, that's like Curtis Blow. You borrow money from the mob, and yesterday you lost your job.
That's the breaks.
That's the breaks. Right, where we at? Matthew 2:23. So we can see once again how this title is applied to the Messiah over and over again. It's because of his dwelling place, what had to line up with the scripture. It had to line up with Micah 5. It had to line up so that we wouldn't get a Messiah out of Sanderville, Georgia. We wouldn't get a Messiah out of Enid, Oklahoma. We wouldn't get a Messiah that's a bus driver out of Chicago. He had to fit this one and this location. And he had to work wonders.
Yep.
What else to say, bro?
The book of Matthew, chapter 2 and verse 23.
What it say?
And he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth.
What'd he do?
Came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth.
I'll tell you what, bag it up to 19.
Yeah, 19. The book of Matthew.
I'll tell you what, start at 17, because there's something I want to hear about Jeremy the prophet. Go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 2 and verse 17. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying, in Ramah there was a voice heard, lamentation and weeping, and great mourning. Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted because they are not.
See, and when you read this in Jeremiah 31, Rachel weeping for her children. Now you got to understand, this is Jeremiah the prophet talking about a lady that lived before we went into Egypt. Rachel. What is Rachel weeping for? And the 12 tribes, what is she weeping for? And she died before they even got into Egypt, unless she's weeping a prophecy for the future that Jeremiah is talking about. So it's a dual prophecy because it went for when the slaughter took place, when Moses and them was getting killed, when they had to put him in a little ark and send him down the river, and Pharaoh's daughter found him. That was a slaughter then. Then the other slaughter, when King Herod said, when was the Messiah born? They say, we know it's been inside of 2 years old. He said, kill everything 2 years and under.
That's right.
So that was the slaughter of the innocents. Because of when the Messiah was born. Where does the prophet say he was born at? Right here. So when you hear Farrakhan say the Messiah wasn't born in Bethlehem, he was born in Sanderville, Georgia, that's exactly what this scripture warns us about. Be not deceived, for many shall say I'm Christ. Many. He said that, but he's born in Georgia, in America. That ain't what the script say. That's what men say. And men clap at that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where we at?
Verse 19. But when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Most High appeareth in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the young child's life. And he arose, and took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel.
Yes, sir.
But when he heard that Archelaus did reign in Judea in the room of his father Herod, he was afraid to go thither, notwithstanding being warned of Yah in a dream. He turned aside into the parts of Galilee. And he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth.
Where he come and dwell at?
In a city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophets. He shall be called a Nazarene.
See, and all that is there to be fulfilled by the prophet. It's telling you the location where Messiah will be born, so we don't get it twisted, so that we don't take on another. David Koresh said he was the Messiah. Where was he born? Jim Jones said he was the Messiah, didn't he? So where were they born? So we got many Christs that are coming in the name and saying that, but their name is different because Messiah's name is the word of God.
That's right.
Every letter of the law, shalom Elisha, every point of it is what it speaks of. So y'all, we clear on where the Messiah should be born. Go ahead. If we finish with that?
Yeah, that was it.
Let's get right to Matthew 21, 10 and 11. Y'all, we're going to hit these quick hitters and we're going to move on. Shalom Elisha. Yeah, that was me. I just had to get it out of the way. I'd be eating and talking at the same time. Breaks be flying.
Yeah, boy, you know how it is.
Yeah. Okay, y'all, so Matthew 21, 10 and 11. And once again, we'll see Nazarene only tied to a location and an individual.
All right, we'll be reading in the book of Matthew, chapter 21, reading verses 11 and 12, or 10 and 11.
10 and 11, yeah.
I knew it was two of them.
Right. Y'all can back it up. It's just showing the Messiah when he come in. And they were saying Hosea to the highest, but we just need to read exactly what he was called and why. Go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 21 and verse 10.
What it say?
And when he was coming to Jerusalem, all the city was moved, saying, Who is this?
Y'all, it was noise abroad, y'all. Everybody looking out the windows. You know how people come outside to see what's going on? Everybody, what's going on, y'all? What's happening? Go ahead, what else it say?
Verse 11, and the multitude said, This is Yeshua, the prophet of Nazareth of Galilee.
So does that imply anything that this a new sect or this just born in a land? Born in a word? We ain't seen no vows or order or structure to be born in Nazareth, have we?
Right.
So a Nazarene, it just come down to y'all where I dwell at, where I was born at. What else to say?
Verse 12. And Yeshua went into the temple of Yah and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple.
Right.
And overthrew the tables of the money changers and the seats of them that sold doves.
Right.
And said unto them, It is written, My house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves.
So let's get that understood. His house should be called the house of prayer.
Right.
But it's been a den of thieves, and we know he whooped them, and we see what they was doing at King Solomon's temple. It started to be a hustle house, just like most of them are today. Get today's sermon on your way out, selling lessons, and it's just a hustle. And then, like I say, taxing you heavy.
Pulpit pimps.
Pulpit pimp, you know what they say, yeah. So, you know, just hustling the word, and y'all know pimp, P-I-M-P, put it in my pocket. It's simple, you know. Yes, sir. Where we at?
Verse 14 was some more of that?
No, we can hold
Yeah.
that. Give me right through Matthew 26:71, and then I want to get into the John chapter 1, verse 29. We're going to read that out because it's very important to wrap up the rest of him all throughout these scriptures, just saying he was only called a Nazarene because he was born in Nazareth. That's it. Him of Nazareth. Look, you know how many Yeshuas was around at that time? It's a common name.
Right.
It's like Rob. You know, you may say, man, you know Black Rob? You know, man, what Black Rob? You know, Black Rob work at the tire shop. Oh, that Black Rob. I know that one.
You're talking about hustling, bro.
You're not talking about hustling Rob. Two different Robs, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Black Rob at the tire shop.
Always
So we
got grease on
understand,
his
yeah,
neck.
not Yeshua that live over here, the Yeshua of Galilee. It's like he said, Simon, not Iscariot.
Right.
Not that one, not that Simon, not Iscariot, not the traitor, not him.
Yeah, yeah.
But this other brother named that.
Yeah.
Where we at?
You going to that Matthew 26 now, right?
Yeah, 2671. Yeah, just a quick hitter. Just a final. Then we're gonna hit John. I want to hit John 19:19. That's just a final. Then I want to read what John 1 is saying. How important it is for him to be, why he was called a Nazarene, and why Nathan saw him. He didn't see him as a sect of people. He just saying it's just Hebrews that come out of Nazareth.
Right,
Just
right.
like St. Louis Hebrews,
Right.
Florida Hebrews, Ohio Hebrews,
East St. Louis.
East St. Louis Hebrew, Atlanta brews, all across the water brews,
Right.
way across the water, in England brews,
Bruise is bruise.
brews, Jamaica brews. Where we at?
That Moshe.
Yes, sir.
This one you said.
Who's on?
Matthew chapter 26, verse 71.
Yes, sir.
And when he was gone out into the porch,
Hold on, everybody there. Matthew 26, verse 71. Go ahead, Zed.
and he was gone, and when he was gone out unto the porch,
I'll tell you what, back it up to 69.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 69.
Yeah,
Now Peter sat without in the place,
in the palace.
in the palace, and a damsel came unto him, saying, Thou also was with Yahushua of Galilee.
So there's the name again. Galilee, all of them regions right around them parts. You know, like when you say St. Louis, do you know actually people out of town, they think Creve Coeur is St. Louis. It's just the big city gets all the title. And like I say, it make crime look like it's more than it really is, because when the numbers go up, they're adding Creve Coeur and everything. They're looked at as St. Louis too. Because it's the hub, because everybody come from Creve Coeur to see what's happening to downtown St. Louis.
That's right.
What else to say, bro? Verse 7.
Verse 7. But he denied before them all, saying, I know not what thou sayest.
See, this Peter who had a sect name. Do y'all know Peter was of the sect of the Zealots? The Zealots ain't no vow order and do. They just a group of Hebrews that was no nonsense.
Right.
Peter would cut an ear off before you could blink.
You know what?
But the Messiah told him, Peter, this spiritual war, you ain't got enough arm power or breath in your body to take on the Roman army with that one sword. You may kill 2 or 3, but they gonna gang tackle you, and it's gonna be it. And not only this, but tell them where the word was so powerful. When we get back into 68, the woman was daring him to prophesy. She testing his faith, and the Messiah told him, Satan gonna sift you like wheat, Peter. He coming for you because you think you can get this done with flesh. You think this a physical war we talking about. You ain't understanding the prophecy. I don't do this on the first go round. That's the second go round. You gonna ride with me. Not the first go round. The second go round, you have to believe first. And you can't believe with that sword in your hand. Because if you live by it, you're gonna do what? What else to say?
Verse 71. And when he was gone out unto the porch, another maid saw him, and said unto them that were there, This fellow was also with Yahushua of Nazareth.
See, that was the known talk about everybody. Yeah, it's Yahushua of Nazareth. That's who him. Yeah, that's him. He hang with him. Just like if certain people hear us maybe of a different camp or something, they like, y'all down there at the serious building. I hear that talk. That's where y'all down there, ain't you?
That's right.
So y'all, it's common knowledge for those things to take place, but every place we read in this Bible, he was only a Nazarene because of his location, of his birthplace.
Exactly.
You also, can I just...
Go ahead, bro.
Now, you had a sect of the Nazarenes that came after the second temple.
Right.
Who became a vow sect through initiation.
Right.
Now, this group, when you talk about Philo and Josephus, who chronicled this group, who called themselves essenes, or the essenes, who fled from the larger population of Israelites and felt that they were what we call the so-called 5%ers of Islam.
Yeah.
They claim that there is only 5% of Earth's population that understand the truth. Well, these cats were like that. They felt that the larger population of Israel were doing the commandments and following the Torah wrong.
Right.
They felt that they were the more pure Israelites.
Yeah.
Now, what you have to understand, now you have to look this stuff up. Now, we're in the information age.
Yes, sir.
There's no reason that anyone should be ignorant to what's being said or the doctrines that's going around. Look it up.
Yeah.
You look up everything else,
Right.
look this up.
Right.
The essene. Now, this particular group made vows amongst themselves. Now, mind you, there are Israelites calling themselves of the Nazarite or Nazarene sect or the Essene sect.
Right.
But they say they have multiple wives. Well, if they're following this doctrine, these cats didn't have wives.
Right.
They didn't believe in family orientation.
Right.
They believed in communal living. So that means everyone had the same thing in common.
Right.
They didn't believe in the holding of money, buying or selling. So if you're following this sect, get rid of your money.
Right.
That all your fellow brethren have something in common, or disperse it amongst your brethren.
Right.
Get rid of your multiple wives. If you say you're into polygamy, then if you're following this set of rules, these cats didn't have women in their camp.
Right.
The women were only used for procreation, not for family. It was only for procreation to keep it going. But they really didn't believe in that either. They didn't follow the sacrificial laws that were going on at that time.
That's right.
They didn't believe in the sacrifices of animals. So this is where you're getting this veganism mindset from.
Right.
Because they felt that the animal had the same rights as the human.
Holy cow! Is what you're saying, bro.
Yeah. So they said to sacrifice an animal is like sacrificing your child.
Right.
To them, that's their mindset.
Right.
Also, they didn't believe in oil anointing. They said it was defilement. Well, Messiah was anointed with oil, right?
That's right.
Yes.
He always talked about the tree of olive oil, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, they said the only way you can purify yourself is in freezing water. That's what their ritual was.
Freezing water.
They never changed their clothes.
What?
They always wore white. They never changed their clothes. Only when they were worn out and tattered and torn did they change their clothes or their sandals.
What about drawers?
Yeah.
Well,
they have mixed.
See, that's not a Nazarite. That's not a Nazarite. Two things.
And so these are two totally different things. The Nazareth and the Nazareth and the Nazarene and the Nazarite.
Right.
These are two totally different vibes.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm just filling you in on who these cats were.
Right.
Okay. They fled from Israel and dwelt in Qumran or up in the mountains and the caves above the Dead Sea.
Right.
Okay? Because they felt that they were more pure than any other Israelites.
Right.
They had conflict with the Messiah. Understand?
That group.
That group had conflict and the Messiah had conflict with them as well.
That's right.
That's why when you read about the eating of meats and everything, he said, which God had given to those who believe and know the truth.
That's right.
Because it's part of your dietary law.
Y'all, what we're talking about is a balanced diet.
A balanced
given to
diet.
us in Genesis, where it say meat, lettuce, tomatoes, a balanced diet. You're going to need something to help you break it down and travel through, keep that cold and clear.
Yes.
A balanced diet. But one without the other is going to be a deficiency. And this is all we're talking about, y'all. We're not saying you can't be the other, but you cannot command anybody not to do what's on the list of God. Because you're going against the Most High.
Right. And if that's so, you have to show us where it's law to do so and a sin
to not do so.
There has to be a consequence.
It must be.
Behind it. If it's law, if it's a commandment, then there must also be a consequence behind either not doing it or a reward for doing it.
Because Romans 4:15 shows say, where there's no law, there's no what?
Sin.
There's no sin. If it ain't no law, the law don't. You have to replace what you're saying is not lawful with what is lawful. And it must be sanctified by the word of God. So if that's out there about changing what Leviticus 11, Deuteronomy 14 to say, present your strong evidence like we just started off in Isaiah 41, y'all. So, you know, so you get a clear understanding. But like Elijah said, there's two groups. That was why they was asking, can any good thing come out of Nazareth? Because you had that rogue group out there.
Right.
That was jack artists, known for jacking.
And then this is the other thing.
Go ahead,
Not to cut you off. You'll hear them talking about initiations. Well, the Essenes or this Nazarene sect, you had to be initiated to be a part of their communal living. You had to go through a 3-year initiation process before you could consider yourself part of their sect. Also, it's a cult. It's a cult. And then this is the other thing that they ain't gonna tell you or share this information with you. But look it up. Study to show thyself approved.
That's right.
Israel.
Yes, sir.
This is the other thing. They believe in the communal authority. And whomever you are, if you're not of the authority, you cannot challenge it.
So no matter what I say,
No matter what you say, stand down.
right,
Stand down.
right. You ain't supposed
For
to have
you
your
to challenge my
me.
authority.
Right.
Oh, okay. Man worship.
It's man worship.
I can dig my
And so this
hands.
is why also they believe in the worshiping of angels.
Yes.
Both fallen and still established.
Idolatry.
They believe in astronomy,
Yeah.
the worshiping and the acknowledgement of the planets and the cosmos.
Yes, sir.
Just like these Negroes, you will see the same pattern. Don't you see the pattern? There's a pattern. Study to show thyself approved.
Say that again.
Study to show thyself approved.
Thyself approved, because your soul is on the line.
Yes, sir.
If you don't believe every word of this is pure, got that St. Louis slang, then you have to put it down. When in doubt, do it out. It's better that you not read this and be confused and wondering if that's one of the tampers. Maybe that's one of them. Maybe that's the part they add in. How you gonna rest at night? How your prayers gonna be sure? How can you trust you on a plane and that turbulence is hit and it's saying, you put the seatbelts on and them oxygen masks drop out the sky? How you gonna be sure then?
Also, one more thing before we move
Go
on.
ahead.
You see him pushing the water lily. He talking about, this one cat is talking about, don't get it confused, the water lily is the same lily that the Most High
No,
loves.
it ain't.
It ain't the same. He
No,
said
it
he
ain't.
loves the lily of the field.
Of the field.
Not of the water.
Right.
Water lily represents reincarnation of Tammuz.
Yes, sir.
And what's the Lord of the Deep?
The
Neptune.
devil. Okay. The devil's children.
Incarnations.
So what's the difference
Look
between
up.
that and the lotus? Ain't they the same?
It's the same
The lotus
plant.
is the same thing.
Look.
It's a form, it's a
just
symbolism
called water lily. Yeah.
of Buddhism
Yes.
and Hinduism. But if you look up the symbolisms of the water lily.
Right.
Come on, y'all, look this stuff up.
Look it up.
Stop just believing everything. Jeremiah 17 says, "Cursed is the man that trusted in man, and making flesh his arms. But blessed is the man that followeth the Most High Yah,
Yes, sir.
and trust in his word." You have to look these things up. The water lily represents Hinduism and paganism. Look up, what is the symbolisms behind the water lily?
Yes,
and
sir.
it'll come up.
Because it comes up every morning. They say it loses life and spring right back up the next day out of water. It grows out of water. It has nothing to do with the lilies that's on the Temple of Solomon. Those were not water lilies. Those were lilies of the field. See how they tall and they grow? The sun will come up and burn them up, but they come back up tomorrow. Go ahead, what they say?
Question. Is astronomy wrong or studying of the skies?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Read
it
Deuteronomy 18.
Yes, it is.
All of
Because
Deuteronomy 18.
these were part of the knowledge of good and evil that
Yes,
the Most
sir.
High say stay away from.
Yeah.
Because what it does is takes your mind away from salvation.
Right.
Now, when you study into these things, these are the things that the fallen angels brought forth. Read the books of Enoch.
Yes, sir.
Where these fallen angels brought this information to mankind. So this is why he said, God don't want you to know these things because then you'll be a God.
Right.
Knowing both good and evil.
That's what he said in the garden, didn't he?
That's what he
never
said.
said the law was done away
Most
with.
High said stay away from things, endless genealogies
Yeah.
and things that take your mind into
Right.
wondering. Stay away from it.
That's right.
That's not for you.
Right.
That's his way, his dwelling places. That ain't for you to wonder. Keep your mind on the kingdom.
Right.
Keep your mind on the kingdom and do what the Most High says, that you gain everlasting, eternal life.
That's what you want.
I got a question, Hebrew. In Egypt, did Joseph or his son use that to figure out, pinpoint where somebody was
What
at?
is astrology?
Use
One
what?
place, using them stars, he used a map, right? In the book of Jackson.
They use a map.
Or his son
Well, the
used a map.
astrologers used a map to show where the Messiah was, but that's not to worship. That's just direction. That's just in case. Look, y'all, if GPS leave us, how we gonna know which way the north is? Look, so if we get in a shipwreck, y'all remember what I'm saying, the laws for male, female, free or bond. You get in a shipwreck, all gone just except the drawers you got on. You don't know when it is, but the seasons will never change their course. So when you see the thumbnail on the moon going this way, you know you're inside of the first 14 days. When the thumbnail is this way, it's going back around after the full moon. So when you know it's a full moon, you know it's the 15th of the month. I've been on this island now for at least 2 months. I done seen 2 full moons. When it's on this side, the thumbnail or the crescent moon, you're saying I'm on this side of the 14 days up until the 28th day, or I'm on the one up to the 14th day. So the Most High makes sure you're never without knowledge or understanding to keep his commandments. You're not to worship. Give me real quick, Deuteronomy 4:19. Somebody real quick, just that one line, read it real quick. So we understand that was just instructions.
That's right.
So you understand where the north at and where the south is at. Yeah, the star say he's going to be born. We saw his star. That don't mean to worship the star. We just see the direction, and it was pointing over Galilee, Bethlehem. That's where the star was. They just tracked it and looked down. How do you think the slaves got north
That's
to
right.
Canada?
Don't say that, brother.
Found them geese,
With what?
with them geese,
With the North Star, though.
and the star took
With the North Star. They had to go north.
no doubt.
They had to go north. That's what we're talking about, y'all. So North Star is sitting where it was at the beginning of time.
Yes.
It's still sitting there, but you can't worship a star. What Deuteronomy 4:19 say real quick?
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 19. And least thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun, and the moon, and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them, and serve them, which the Elohim thy power hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. But the Elohim hath taken you, and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day.
See, so he's saying, Deuteronomy 14, if you be driven to worship the sun, the moon, or the stars, it's going to be a problem. I took you out of Egypt away from all of that type of worship, because that's what went on in Egypt. Sun worship, moon worship, and star worship. We're not talking about using the stars, because he said the sun and the stars will be a sign for seasons, for feasts. So we have to look to them for that, but not to worship them. They instruct us in case this get destroyed.
Yes, sir.
We cannot stand in judgment day and say, this was destroyed, Lord, I couldn't do it. He said, what about nature? Nature run it down to you, didn't it? And then also you hear these strange doctrines that saying we supposed to eat on the floor and your teeth supposed to be yellow. Look, the script say eat on the floor. The script say the dogs eat the crumbs of the table. Not the dogs eat off the floor with you. The crumbs of the table, they fall off the table, and what they do, or you take a piece and you do like this here.
Get on somewhere.
Or get on somewhere when it get too close to the table. Get over. You better get on over there. Get in your cage. Damn, can't give you a treat off the table and you around here sniffing. And I believe you can put your nose in my sweet potato pie. Yes, sir. Let's get back to it, y'all. We got short time. So did that answer the question for him, bro? It should have. And tell me to read Deuteronomy 18 also. 18:18 gonna tell us all what not to worship in the celestial realm. And we're talking about not worshiping. We're not talking about using for direction and order. Because look, when the sun and moon is knocked out, that's gonna be the sign that the Messiah is coming back at the same time. So it says that if you see any man calling himself God and the sun and the moon is still in the sky, so you got to look up, don't you?
Yes, sir.
If you see the sun and the moon, that's an imposter. I don't care what kind of tricks he doing.
Get going.
He's an imposter. Where we at, y'all? Let's get right to it. I wanted to read this last one because we're talking about the Messiah. We're just saying about him coming out of Nazareth. Give me John 19:19, and then I want to get into John 1:29. And then we're going to get into the Nazarite side of what it is. Yes, ma'am. Most High willing.
Yeah, but he broke all his vows.
Yes, sir. Every one of them.
Come on.
Samson did. We're going to talk about him in Judges 13. So we get some understanding today between the two. One is a vow, like you say, made with rogue thugs. Escapees make vows. We ain't gonna tell on each other till we get caught and they get us behind that first 48 door. Them vows go out the window, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Quickly. It was Jabo. All that whole time talking about how hard they is. You know what I'm saying? Boy, get them behind them bright lights, be talking so fast they have to slap. And then little Jimmy went over there and he said we weren't gonna kill nobody. I had to shut up. Wait, hold on. I can't write that down fast. Now you said little Jimmy did what?
That's just like, man, when I had moved in our place, man, little cat, little gangbanger, he got shot. He ran up on my porch. He bleeding and everything. I could tell by he was a gangbanger, you know, from his attire and everything. So he told him, I'm like, little brother, sit down. He's scared. You know, don't let me die. Don't let me die.
Don't let him die.
Yeah. So I have my wife call, you know, paramedics and, you know, ambulance, police, whatever. He's sitting there, you know, please, he's begging and everything. He's scared. So I see him bleed from the mouth, so I'm thinking he probably shot in the stomach somewhere. So I'm like, let me see you know, pull up your shirt, man, you know, because blood coming out his mouth. And I'm like, I don't see no wounds in his abdomen or nothing. So he's like, the dude punched me. He punched me in the mouth and then he shot me. I'm like, damn. I say, boy, you. So I'm thinking to myself, yeah, you talk a lot of smack.
Yeah, you close his mouth first. Yeah.
You wanted to punch. He wanted to make you suffer before he killed you.
Yeah.
Man, police come, paramedics come. Yeah, so you know who did, you know. Yeah, I can take you to his house.
Oh,
I say, hey man, get this.
yeah, get him off the porch, yeah.
Get him
Follow
away
them words.
from here.
Yeah.
Man, but I'm thinking to myself, I say, just that quick. I say, now, before all this happened, transpired, he probably the hardest little, talking little, whatever, you know, little banger just running his mouth.
Right.
I say, 5-0 club boy. He like, yeah, I can tell you. I know who he is. I can take you to his house.
Boy.
I say, whoa. I say, that quick, boy.
See,
just that quick.
See that hot lead burning and the lake of fire is burning in this other area. Crinkle, 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 crinkle. And that hot lead burning on this side. But it's a total difference in the hotness. Where we at, y'all? John 19:19. And then we're going to jump right back to John 1:29. Just that one line on John 19:19. And this is what they wrote on the cross. And we'll see, was it a sect or was it just a location where he was born? What did it say?
John 19, verse 19.
Yes, sir.
And Pilate wrote a title.
What did he write?
And put it on the cross. And the writing was, Yahushua of Nazareth, King of the Jews.
Right.
This title then read, many of the Jews, for the place where Yahushua was crucified was nigh to the city. And it was written in Hebrew.
What was it written in?
In Hebrew and Greek and Latin.
So it was written in the 3 common languages of that time. This is Jesus of Nazareth. So you don't get it twisted. So whatever writing you Armenians got, this the one that the prophets was talking about, of Nazareth. We're going to say it in your language. You Latins, if you're talking about Zeus and Habu and the rest of them, no, it's Jesus of Nazareth. If Habu and them wasn't born in Nazareth of a virgin, get them out of here. This the one in your language. And Greek, it's in your language. The same exact title. King of the Jews.
Read that 21 and 22.
Verse 21.
Yes, sir.
Then said the chief priests, of the Jews to Pilate, write not the King of the Jews.
Do what?
Write not the King of the Jews. But that he said, I am King of the Jews. Pilate answered, what I have written, I have written.
Look, and look who said, don't put that up there. Israelite.
Israelite said that.
No, man, don't write that up there, man. He said that. He like, look, what's up there is up there. Too late for it now. No, man, don't put that up there. Don't put that up there. Pilate say, no, partner, what's up there is up there. Where we at? That's very good, Lysa. Y'all see how this word is added to bring more understanding to this word? Y'all, you ain't gonna never run out of topics in this Bible because it open up as prophecy open up. You read one subject matter or story and we got prophecy to go. There's still more meat in that prophecy that has to be tied in later on. Just like we just explained about Rachel weeping for her children. She died before we went into Egypt. Right. What children she weeping for? And then the prophecy is used again in Matthew. So every time you read this, it can't get old to you. When you hear somebody say, I done read this 3 or 4 times, liar.
Exactly.
Liar. You ain't read nothing. You couldn't have read this 3 or 4 times and you ain't even 70 years old yet. It's a 70-year course. 70. It's a 70-year course. You got to know what's going to happen when you 69 is talked about in there. When thou becomes 69, thou ankles may swell on occasion. Thou shalt eat the bitter root. He may prepare for you, but look, it'll go down. But when you get, it's like Levi Raphael say, he say, I'm 78, I feel good, but I feel 78. Moses come in and say, boy, this old knee. I say, boy, that's a ball joint like on a car. It ain't self-lubricating. You got to start putting something on it tend it down and get it back lubricated and working real quick. That's why a basketball player walking like a penguin and only 32 years old after 10, 11 years in the NBA, he done put 80 years of life on his kneecap, running and jumping like that for 100 and, what they do, 80 games a season? 82 games a year times 11, 12, or 13 years, jumping up and down on those knees.
Not counting preseason.
Not counting preseason, and you got this much life left to go.
Or if they a great athlete, they get, play them extra games like
Overseas and all of that. You get good money, but most of it will be spent on therapy.
Yep.
Let's get to it, y'all. John chapter 1 verse 29, and this is just to tighten up on the end of being called a Nazarene or the Nazarene. Then we just gonna hit a demon and one man called that too. We're just gonna hit some quick hitters, and then we're gonna jump right into the vow of a Nazarite, so you understand that they are totally different topics. They're blended in together. They call that syncretism. Blending two topics in together and hope you don't know what's going on. A Nazarene and a Nazarite are two different things. Right. They're not to be blended together. Now you can be of Nazareth and take on a Nazarite vow, but it's totally two different things, and we're going to see the Messiah did just that. Let's read some more. Where we at?
We're going to be reading in the book of John, chapter 1. Start the reading in verse 29. Everybody there? Let's get some understanding, family.
That's good.
The next day John seeth Yeshua coming unto him, and saith, Behold the Lamb of Yah.
Well, what'd he say?
Behold the Lamb of Yah, which taketh away the sin of the world.
Right, this is Levitical priest, John, the son of Elizabeth and Zachariah, right?
Yep.
Let's read some more.
Verse 30. This is he whom I said, after me cometh a man which is preferred before me. For he was before me.
For he was before me, just like I told the Pharisees when they say, you know Abraham. He said, Abraham was glad to see my day. How you know Abraham and you ain't 50? He said, before Abraham was, I what? I am.
Yep.
Let's read some more.
Verse 31. And I knew him not, but that he should be made manifest to Israel. Therefore am I come baptizing with water.
Right.
And John bare record.
What John do?
He bare record, saying, I saw the Spirit descending from heaven like a dove, and it abode upon him.
So the dove, everywhere you all look throughout the Bible, consistent language is about peace. That's why the form of the Holy Spirit came down in peace, because this ain't wartime. Second go round gonna be wartime when that spirit hit him with fire and his eyes red as a flame, and he coming with them chariots and them saints with it. It's gonna be trouble then.
Yes.
This time was peace. I'm coming to let y'all know I come to take away sins. I come to do that for y'all, but when I come back, be playing again like you're playing now. Let's read some more.
Verse 33. And I knew him not, but he that sent me to baptize with water, the same said unto me, upon whom thou shalt see the Spirit descending and remaining on him, the same is he which baptizeth with the Holy Ghost.
So see, that ain't happened to nobody else on earth. The dove coming down like a piece, so that's how you gonna know it's him. See, it's always about signs and wonder, y'all. It ain't about no smooth talking person, no trick daddy, looking to get everybody hooked on his chain of foolishness. And then had a whole link singing chain, 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 chain of fool. That's what's going to happen if you get outside this book. You're going to be a chain fool to doctrines that you can't explain. Let's read some more.
Verse 34. And I saw and bear record that this is the Son of Yah.
That say the son of Joseph.
That says the Son of Yah.
This is what John the Baptist say. And this is the one who bear record and saw the dove leap on him. Wonder why them that teach Joseph is the father won't go to this one.
Right.
And see this one, because it's a prophecy with this one. The dove is going to be signifying who he is.
Exactly.
Go ahead. What else to say?
Verse 35. Again, the next day after John stood, and two of his disciples, and looking upon Yeshua as he walked, he saith, Behold, the Lamb of Yah.
Yo, he had that walk. Yo, I'm talking about full confidence that he's riding with the power of the Father. It's that walk he had, y'all. There he is right there, y'all. That's the Lamb of God. Confidently walking.
Yes, sir.
Ain't worried about no weapon of war. Demons know him, fearing and trembling. Confident. That's him right there, y'all. Go ahead. What else to say?
Verse 37. And the two disciples heard him speak, and they followed Yeshua. Then Yeshua turned and saw them following, and saith unto them, What seek ye? They said unto him, Rabbi, which is to say, being interpreted, Master, where dwellest thou?
Right.
He saith unto them, Come and see.
Right.
They came and saw where he dwelt, and abode with him that day, for it was about the 10th hour.
So it was about the 10th hour. Now you have some people teach that Jesus had no place to lay his head. Foxes have holes. I ain't got nowhere to live. This don't allow you to start no hobo doctrine. Come on, I ain't got nowhere to live, because he just told them right here, come see where I hang out at, and it's the 10th hour. So it's 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. when this took place, because the 9th hour is between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m., right? So this was about the 10th hour. It was it's between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. He said, come see where I live. So when he was making the other statement that foxes have holes, because my dwelling is in heaven. I'm just here temporarily. I really ain't got no place. I ain't even renting a spot here. I'm not here this time to take a resident. I came from up there, John 3:13. For no man has ascended but he who came down from there. What else to say?
Verse 40.
Yeah.
One of the two which heard John speak and followed him was Andrew, Simon Peter's brother. He first findeth his own brother Simon, and saith unto him, We have found the Messiah, which is, being interpreted, the Mashiach.
See, being interpreted, so if we look in any concordance, it should say the same thing. Anointed Messiah. That's why I said the 3 places that it say Christian in the Bible, it don't mean you're following Christianity. It just means a Christ follower. Now, if you are of Christianity and saying I'm a Christian, just ask them a quick question. Was Christ a Christian? And if they say yeah, you know they ain't got a clue what they talking about, because he didn't follow himself.
Right.
Where we at?
Verse 42. And he brought him to Yeshua. And when Yeshua beheld him, he said, Thou art Simon, the son of Jonah. Thou shalt be called Cephas, which is by interpretation a stone.
Yes, sir.
The day following, Yeshua would go forth into Galilee, and findeth Philip, and saith unto him, Follow me.
Right.
Now Philip was of Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip findeth Nathanael, right, and saith unto him, We have found him of whom Moses in the law of the prophets did write, Yeshua of Nazareth.
Yeshua of where?
Of Nazareth, the son of Joseph.
See, if the law is tampered with, then this can't be true, or how can you trust this that says Moses wrote this in the law, and the prophets saying, y'all, we own it, y'all. John done verify, y'all. We found him. Everybody telling everybody that's about, who understanding and looking for the prophecy. Man, we found him who Moses in the law said. If you have doubt about the law, this means absolutely nothing to you. You set up for a new Christ coming. He may be born, and like I say, Kinlock. We have found him of Kinlock, the Messiah. No, that's just some Negro used to work at Ford, got fired, and just got a new hustle going. That ain't the Messiah. What you got, man?
So what do you say to those people who tell you that, we live in the now new dispensation of our Lord and Savior, the Old Testament is not.
Yes, sir. Right.
Oh, say you got it
right.
Pack, boy.
So basically just ask them, so ain't no second coming. You know, because if that dispensation is over, then Isaiah 66, we don't even have to worry about that anymore. When it says, I saw him coming and the lamb should lay down with the lion. So that prophecy is over. The lamb will never lay down with the lion. See, you got to get them on the prophecy. They just think about the law, but the script always say, and the prophets. The prophets always talked about the future event that's coming. So they only like to take half of it. Like they say, he nailed the law to the cross. Well, what about the prophets? Did he do some nailing on the prophets?
I answer. He said he can't fulfill the law, not to destroy it.
Absolutely, bro. It's simple. Well, but they'll say, well, he fulfilled it when they nailed him to the cross. I need the prophet part.
That's right.
I need the prophet part. There's always two parts with the Most High. There's never one and done. So once they holler one, you give them the other side. See, and then you got the people that only believe the Old Testament and won't believe the New.
Right.
And then you ask them the same question. What book in the Old Testament guarantees or anybody in the Old Testament saw the Messiah walk the earth as prophesied by the prophets? What book you got in the Old Testament? You ain't got none. All of it saying we looking for him. That's what it cuts off at. Daniel cut off. Daniel, this the end of the writing for you. John the Revelator gonna pick up the rest of this. You ain't gonna see no more. Just talk about it. That's what all they did. They say he come in the book of Micah. He's gonna be born Bethlehem, Ephraim. He's from old. He's from everlasting. Micah 5. So all of them, Psalm 110. After the order of Melchizedek forever, so they know it's got to run out at the temple being destroyed when he crucified for the order of Melchizedek to kick in. All this prophecy. If this is done away with, then y'all, why we even going to church? Because the Savior ain't there.
Right.
Either on both halves of the Bible, what they saying, because they're not trusting any of it. It's either all or nothing, y'all. When you push your chips to the center of the table on the casino and you realize that, you know, that you ain't got the right card, can you say, no, I didn't mean that.
Bounce back. Boy, they chop your arms off.
Boy, look here, can you put your money out and start playing spades at the blackjack table? It's going to be a problem, ain't it? You can't go in there with the wrong card game. Neither can you come into this with the wrong card game. It's got to be by the law of the Most High. Not by the law of men, not by the law of other gods, but the God of this Bible. These are his words. Go on the boat and try to play spades or tonk at the blackjack table and see what happens.
See, playing Pokino at the poker table.
Pokino at the poker table. What we at, brother? Finish up, y'all.
Verse 46.
Zeb, you got, oh, you're on that, okay.
Yeah. And Nathanael said unto him, can there any good thing come out of Nazareth? Philip saith unto him.
What Philip said, can any good thing come from where?
From Nazareth.
See, that's the question. Come on, man, the Messiah coming out of Nazareth? You know what's happening in Nazareth? Yes. Just like when Elijah baptized Naaman or whatever his name was, and Gehazi, his servant. He like, man, ain't it more cleaner rivers than the river Jordan? He like, if I sent you to a clean river, you got leprosy. Why would you put that leprosy in a clean river?
Clean water, yeah.
Dump it off in there, but it ain't the water, regardless if it's clean or dirty. You got to believe when you come back up, you are going to be free from leprosy. He said, now do you believe? Yeah, I believe. He went down and came up clean. Leprosy gone. It didn't matter about the water. It's the instruction.
That's right.
Where else we at? Yeah, go ahead.
Philip saith unto him, come and see.
Come and do what?
Come and see. Verse 47. Yeshua saw Nathanael coming to him, and saith of him, behold, an Israelite indeed.
What?
An Israelite indeed. In whom there is no guile.
In whom there is no guile. That don't mean he never sinned. That mean he ain't never let deceit come out of his mouth. Ain't never had a trick word for nobody. What he say, he meant what he said, and he said what he meant. True to his word. True to the word. When you say, man, what did he say? When you say, man, what he say is gospel, man, it is. Man, he a brother, stick to his word. No guile. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm not trying to throw a hustle game. Remember the boy Bain told Malcolm X, man, this ain't no hustle game. And at the end, it was a hustle game. He couldn't do no but smile with a corner of his mouth. Yeah, you done figured it out, ain't you? You said this wasn't no hustle. His spirit broke at that point.
Yep.
Now he chased a different moon god. That include other people of other nations, moon god. but he won his victorious battle in jail with the Bible. When he wore that preacher out with the Bible.
Yep.
Let's read some more.
Verse 48.
Uh-huh.
Nathanael saith unto him, Whence knowest thou me? Yeshua answered and said unto him, Before that Philip called thee, when thou wast under the fig tree, I saw thee. Nathanael answered and saith unto him, Rabbi,
right,
thou art the son of Yah.
Who did he say he was?
Thou art the son of Yah. Thou art the king of Israel.
Now see, a lot of people go to just that 1 John 4, that 1 John 46 where it says the son of Joseph. Right there. See, but the difference is the Messiah showed that was Philip said right here.
Right.
In verse 45. Philip found Nathanael. Philip say the son of Joseph. But as Nathanael asked for us, was told a supernatural vision, he like, how you know that was me? He said, before he even called you, I knew you. I saw you standing under that player. He said, thou art the son of God, because only you can do that. You saw me over here before. Yep, and I was exactly like you told me. The Messiah looking down the road. He said, I see Philip over there. But Philip acknowledged, Nathanael acknowledged who he was when Philip came and got him. So the thought of saying that this verse 45 is the meaning, no, keep reading, we tell y'all. So you get the true understanding, because Nathanael heard a miracle then. Man, I've been saw you. Saw you yesterday too. Could have told him everything. He said, Israelite with no guile in your mouth. I know how you roll. An Israelite indeed. You say if the law say it, I'll do it. If it tells me not to, I won't. Let's read some more.
Verse 50. Yeshua answered and said unto him, Because I said unto thee, I saw thee under the fig tree.
Right.
Believest thou? Thou shalt see greater things than these.
What else he gonna see?
Greater things than these.
Uh-huh.
And he saith unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto you, hereafter ye shall see heaven open,
right,
and the angels of Yah ascending and descending upon the Son of Man.
He like, you ain't seen nothing yet, Nathaniel.
Stay tuned.
Just stay tuned. You're going to see greater thing, these angels ascending and descending. The same thing Jacob saw in Genesis 32, angels ascending and descending. Look, a portal opened up. We got communication now. You're going to see angels, how they come between this realm and into this realm. The witch of Endor saw it. She had never saw it before. When Saul went over there trying to talk to Samuel to ask me why the Lord done turned his back on me, she jumped back. She said, I see gods ascending and descending out of the... She was stunned. She hadn't seen it. This wasn't part of her trick program.
Right.
Her trick program was, you give me all the information I know and then pay me. Yeah.
She stepped into a whole new realm.
A whole new realm.
Oh, it's real.
This another level. Wait a minute, portals opening up around her. He like, what you see? What you see?
She called a lot more than 7 this.
Oh boy, look here. Where we at?
That was it on that.
That's it on that. Okay, y'all. Just two real.
More than what she was born.
More than right. Like.
Saying something.
What's that?
Just wanted us to touch on something.
Okay, what's that?
Ariel.
That's what Ariel, y'all.
Yeah, Ariel, y'all.
Yeah.
John chapter 2.
Yep.
18 and 19.
Yep. I was just going
back up.
Who got it? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Run that then. What's the question concerning that
I
scripture?
want to touch on it. That's all.
Okay.
1 John 2.
John chapter 2, verse 15 through 19.
So y'all, before we get that, so we keep up with the subject matter that we're on. We're talking about Christ called Christ from Nazareth and called the Nazarene. It was just because of the city that he lived in, the city of Nazareth. We just went over all scriptures stating that only, and he was not part of a sect called the Nazarene. He just lived in that town. So we did we did an angel coming that word told him that this is the Messiah born in Bethlehem. And then y'all, we just got 2 more to deal with on the Nazarene before we get to the Nazarite. And that's demons saying where he should be born. And also a man, we want to get a common man that understands, and we're going to see his walk in a sect of the Nazarene that they called him, but the sect was following Messiah. Let's read some more. Where we at?
You want me to read that now?
Yeah, go ahead. What's this got in that 1 John?
1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
That's right.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father.
Is not of who?
Is not of the Father, but is of the world.
Of the world.
And the world passeth away.
What the world do?
Passeth away.
Boy, before you know it, platform shoes will be back. Yeah. It just keeps circling. Go ahead, what else to say?
And the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever.
How long do he abide?
Forever.
See, y'all, it's either temporal or forever. Which side you gonna choose? Go ahead.
Little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard, that Antichrist shall come. Antichrist shall come. Even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. They went out from us, but they were not of us.
What they do again? Read that again.
They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us.
That's right.
But they went out, that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us.
See, it's not Israel, y'all. Look, some like the world and they'll go back into the world.
That return to his own vomit.
Right, absolutely, y'all. And y'all look up Demas, D-E-M-A-S in the scripture. He rode with Paul. Paul was like, I got my 3 rough riders with me, Demas of such and such. Boy, he cool. But when Paul got locked up, he like, man, bring my coat and what? He said, man, what's this word? I heard Demas then went back to the world. Demas gone back, man. Demas back in the world. What?
Yeah.
Man, that brother was stomped down, man. Man, Demas back in the world, man. Demas had a strip club and making it drizzle in certain places.
That don't even sound right.
Yes, sir. Going back to the world, though. Y'all, and that was one of Paul's right-hand men.
I had the wrong place, I will go back. He said, and I quote, hell is too hot and eternity is too long. What you go
That's the bottom line. Lake of fire is too hot and eternity too long. You got to make your mind up now. It's time out for lukewarm. You can't keep riding that seat of lukewarm. It's going to wear your rear end out. You're going to have a gap between your legs. You keep riding that fence. And it ain't look good for a man to be walking with a gap between his legs.
And he ain't bow legs.
You can't serve 2 masters.
Never let me see no sight like that.
Boy, look at her. Where we at, y'all? Come on.
Going back.
Mark, yeah, we just gonna hit Mark 1:24, a quick hitter, and what the demons say where the Messiah was born. So even if the demons play fair, y'all, this is why we're saying it's so dangerous to listen to anybody to say the law has been tampered with when demons and the devil have never said it.
Right.
Never said it. When he challenged the Messiah on the mount after them 40 days and 40 nights of fasting, he quoted the law to him, and the Messiah quoted the law back to him, and he fled.
That's right.
He quoted the law to Eve, and Eve quoted back what God had said to her. And he said, he didn't say the law is tampered with. He said, oh, but he left out the part where you were God. He didn't tell you about that? No, he didn't. Well, good. Get a load of this. You see this breastplate? Read Ezekiel 1:27 about how, Ezekiel 28:12 about how Satan was dressed, how he was blinged out.
How beautiful
He don't want you to look nothing like this, girls. Girl, come on. Girl, what you doing? Where your husband? He over there tilling?
He don't want you to know astrology and astronomy.
And this right here.
Leaving all this good stuff out you and just told you don't be touching round my way. No, y'all, wasn't no eating in there. It was they eating the fruit of lies, like Hosea 10:13 say. You have eaten the fruit of lies. What you got, Mo?
Well, I got this. My 11-year-old granddaughter asked me the other day, Paul, why did Eve eat that apple? I said, come let me show you something right here.
Right.
And I went to Genesis and said, did you see the word apple right here?
Right.
No. I said, see, Listen, Papa tell me, read for yourself.
Read for yourself.
Don't believe what nobody tells you.
No.
Study to show thyself approved.
Yes, sir. Where we at, y'all? Mark, two quick hitters, y'all. Then I want to hit Paul, and then we're going to get right into the Nazarite side. While we got this good hour or so, y'all, we need to get that in. Mark, just real quick, Mark 1:24 and Mark 14:67. These are both demonic entities calling it out. So, y'all, demons agree with the scripture. Right. Demons agree with the law. That's right. The longer they get you breaking the law, the longer their sentence is to get to the lake of fire. If you keep breaking the law, we're going to have to keep running the course longer and longer. And then when you get people tell you don't believe the law, how long you think the course going to run? But Satan loved that they doing that. You know why? Because that's what he going to accuse them of on Judgment Day.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he going to accuse you of. Go ahead, where we at? Read that real quick, bro.
Is on me?
Yeah, Mark 1:24. Whoever got it.
Mark chapter 1 verse 24.
Yes, sir.
Saying, let us alone.
You want to back it up? Go start 21 then.
Verse 21. Mark chapter 1 verse 21. And they went unto Capernaum, and straightway on the Sabbath day he entered into the synagogue and taught.
Right.
And they were astonished at his doctrine.
What were they at?
Astonished. They were in the synagogue. And he taught. And they were astonished at his doctrine. For he taught them as one that had authority.
Right.
And not as the scribe.
One that had authority and not as the scribe. He like, look, the scribe's writing about me. So I'm going to talk about me, what they write about. I can tell you better than anybody, can't I?
Right.
See how you keep caught up, keep talking it. It's in the blue letter Bible. I don't care nothing about the blue letter Bible. Exodus 20 still got to be the same. What I'm talking about is what's written in red. Who talking when it's written in red? That's what I'm talking about. What's written in red? Because that's going to be the judge. Let's read some more.
Verse 23. And there was in the synagogue a man with an unclean spirit, and he cried out, saying, let us alone. What have we to do with thee, thou Yahushua of Nazareth?
See, so this unclean spirit know where he was going to be born. So ain't no excuse for you to accept anybody coming saying, I'm Messiah and ain't born in Nazareth. The demons even know.
That's right.
What else it say?
Art thou come to destroy us? I know thee who thou art, the Holy One of Yahweh.
See, he said, you come to destroy us. Is this the second go round? Is this the second go round? Y'all see, because demons and evil spirits, they can't die. Satan and that third of angels can't die. They are immortality. They're in the supernatural flesh. They can only die eternally. So they're always around, and then people play with familiar spirits. Spirits that's been around these times. They let you in on a little bit to draw you in. And then they accuse you before God, like Satan came among the righteous of God, among the stars of God. Satan was with him. Satan, what you want? I got a few people I want to accuse. Few down there on earth say your laws ain't no more good. What you gonna do about that, Lord? Who say that about my law? A couple Negroes.
I'm here to prosecute in your court.
I ain't never done that, and you done gave me the death penalty. What about these saying your law is done away with? What you got for them? I'm here to accuse them.
That's right.
Yo, this ain't hard, is it?
No.
Let's read some more. Where we at?
So you want to go to that Mark?
Yeah, Mark 14:67.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're in Mark 14, verse 67, y'all, and then we're going to get right into Paul and concerning a man, and we'll see who the sect was, and we're going to see what he was called. Running with Messiah. So there were two sects of the Nazarene. There was one just went after the land, and then there was other that made vows of secrecy and man worship.
Also, when you look up this sect of the Essenes or the Nazarenes, you also see that a lot of their doctrines became part of the Masonic lodge.
Yes.
As well as part of Egyptology doctrine.
Yes, sir.
As part as all these other religious doctrines.
Yes, sir.
So do your research on this sect.
Study to do what?
So show thyself.
Thyself. If you got to keep saying just watch the video, it's going to be a problem for you.
Now also remember that in the books of Flavius Josephus and Philo, they said it was 3 major sects that was going on at the time of Yahweh Shah. That was the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the Essene.
Right.
The Essene.
Right.
So these 3 groups were groups that were parallel in their doctrine or in their belief system, but it was contrary to what Christ, the doctrine of Christ.
That's right.
They were in all 3 of these groups were in conflict. Why would they associate this group with the Pharisees and the Sadducees? They were a philosophical group.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
They had ideologies and theologies about what should be, not
Right.
according to the law,
Right.
but according to what man believed it should be like.
Did you hear what he said? Philosophy. I feel that maybe Christ was speaking here. And no, brother, I feel you on that, but I feel
These cats were the authors of the Dead Sea Scrolls.
that's philosophy.
Now check this out. Throughout all the Dead Sea Scrolls, there's no mention of the Messiah. Not one. Not one. They talk about Messiah types, but they do not subscribe to the Messiah of Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. They were in conflict. So research this
Yes, sir.
group, this sect, so you'll have a clear understanding of who these cats were and who these cats are trying to fashion themselves after.
And look, this is the bottom line. Ain't no gate for none of them. It's the gate of the 12 tribes. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah. Y'all know the rest of the 12. That's where I'm stuck at after that. But y'all know the rest of them. You know what I'm talking about. That's going to be on the gates in Ezekiel 48 and also Revelation 21, 22. That's the names on the gates. There's no names for nobody else. You know what the other name's going to be? In the court of the Gentiles. This is what we must understand. Not to cut you off, Isaiah. This is what we must understand. All covenants concerning Israel, concerning Abraham, were meat covenants. There was sacrificing in Genesis 12, the covenant that Abraham had, where he split the calf and split the birds in half and frayed the other ones away, and the covenant came down to him and he got the vision. This for you for 400 years, these your people. Pass it on to Isaac. Isaac said, go get me the venison I love. Savory meat such as I love. So this means I eat this all the time. Fix it like I like it. And look, let me tell you, Rebecca used to fix it like we like it so much. She said, you don't even need to go get venison. You don't need to go get dirt. Go get a goat. I got some seasonings around here that your daddy likes. And I'm going to make that goat taste just like venison, savory meat such as he loves. And when Isaac got through, Lord have mercy. Ooh, how did you find it so quick? Lord have mercy. You're going to be blessed. You're going to be blessed. So if all of the covenants were off of meat blessing, then you're calling yourself an Israelite and you don't believe in meat, then you're out of this covenant. And when you keep listening to the doctrine and they start to call themselves other names and other groups of people, they know it. They're getting out of the covenant because it's a meat covenant. It was done with clean sacrificial animals. That's what the covenant was about. If you saying you part of this covenant and you're saying I'm not part of that diet anymore, you're out of the covenant of Abraham. Get going. It's a balanced diet. Give us our lettuce and tomatoes and all of our herbs and give us our meat that's legal. It's a balanced diet. It keeps us dying flesh just like this. Balance. One or the other is going to be like this. It don't matter what side, because you know what a balance is at? Up here. And the balance is consciously, do you let anybody tell you not to trust the Bible? I don't care what you put in here. If it's unbalanced up here, there's mental derangement. There's schizophrenia going up on here. I don't care what you take out of your diet. If it's schizophrenia up here, and that's what it is, there's two gods talking to you. Don't you believe that, law? Tell some more people to get rid of that law. You better not do it. The lake of fire waiting. You gonna be bipolar, ain't you, Lance? Mm-hmm. Let's read some more, y'all.
Already bipolar.
Right. And that's north and south.
LC had a question.
What you got, LC? Boy, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What you got, bro? The doctrine of who? Zygon. Yeah, all of it come a made up doctrine of groups that want to form their own group because they're tired of listening to what they would consider the old way. Let's try something new. Everybody been trying something new. It's the same soup warmed over. If it's pea soup, you put red pepper on it, it's just pea soup with red pepper on it. If you put ginger on it, it's still pea soup, it just got ginger on it. Let's read some more, y'all. Let's get this thing caught up. Acts 16:16, y'all, quick one-liners. Acts 16:16, then I want, Acts 25 and 11.
Did you do the Mark 14?
Did we get Mark 14?
Did you? Yeah.
That was about the lady? I know, yeah. Did we get that? I don't think we got Mark 14. No, we went to the John. Let's get that Mark 14 real quick.
Right.
14:67. And then we're going to move on, y'all. We try to cut through this time and make sure we get good time.
Going to Acts first.
No. Any questions out there? Too bad. And y'all, this ain't no thing that where you set up contests and you set up dates like this, the MGM Grand. It's a big fight you setting up. We gonna do it in 3 months. The word say be instant in season and out of season. Ain't no time to wait till tomorrow. Ain't promised to us.
That's right.
Antichrist could be on here by the weekend, the way things going. And you talking about we setting up a brawl 2 months down the line.
A year from now. That's why he said, study to show thyself approved and be prepared to answer.
Yeah.
If anyone presents a question, you must be prepared. That's why he said be sober. Doesn't mean not to drink wine, it just be sober-minded.
Yes,
so
sir.
if someone asks you about the book of life, you can give an answer.
You can't say come back tomorrow when I done sip 1 too many.
No, you in violation.
You done sip 1 too many.
Yeah, you in dire violation.
Because if he come when you done sip 1 too many or ate 1 too many, you gonna miss the train. Let's read some more.
Mark 14:67.
Well, it'd be a terrible thing to wake up with a pea stain in the front and everybody gone.
What you gonna do?
We started 66.
Yeah, go ahead.
What you say, Sid?
Jamal.
What you gonna do for real though?
Hey, you know what you gonna do? Look, yeah, I promise I'll quit pissing on myself. Come back.
Come back.
Mark 14:66. And as Peter was beneath in the palace, there cometh one of the maids of the high priest.
What was she?
A maid of the high priest. And when she saw Peter warming himself, she looked upon him and said, and thou also was with Jesus of Nazareth. But he denied, saying, I know not, neither understand I what thou sayest.
Look, he like, look, woman, you got me twisted. That ain't me.
He get mad too.
He getting mad. Go ahead. This the zealot. Y'all, this is what I want you to talk. Quick to pull his 9. This the zealot, y'all. Quick to pull his 9. But he didn't see the Messiah get down. Go ahead. What else they like?
And he went out into the porch, and the cock crew. And the maid saw him again, and began to say to them that stood by, this is one of them.
This is what?
This is one of them. There you go.
Yeah.
7. And he denied it again. And a little after that they that stood by said again to Peter, surely thou art one of them.
Right.
For thou art a Galilean.
Right.
And thy speech agreeth thereto.
Look, they say you a Galilean. We can hear it. You part of them. This wasn't the sect. They was talking about the city he live in.
Right.
Look, when we say right here, you got a cold beer, Look, some people saying, did he ask for a cold bear? What the hell? A cold bear? That's hibernation.
I went out to California saying bear.
Bear, yeah.
They didn't know what the hell I was.
They didn't know what he was talking about. His speech shows St. Louis.
It bereft you.
It bereft you right here, right there. They like, you from the STL. We hear your speech tell us where you from. So they was riding Peter. They like, no, that's Galilean talk. We know that talk. You sound like a Galilean. We can hear it in your voice. You said King's Highway instead of King's Highway. We hear it. What else to say, bro?
71. But he began to curse.
What'd he do?
Began to curse. And to swear, saying, I know not this man of whom ye speak.
Look, he cursing them out now. Look here, you ugly mother. I told you I don't know. Get away from me, you ugly heifer, wicked heifer. He's cursing at her now. I told you I don't know him. What else to say, Elijah?
And the second time the cock crew. And Peter called to mind the word that Yahushua had said unto him.
What he called to mind?
The word that Yahushua, the prophecy, which he had said unto him. Before the cock crow twice, thou shalt deny me thrice. See, and this is what we're talking about, telling you what's going to happen with you before it happens. That's why he's part of the Godhead. He's part of Isaiah 41 when we read 42. Behold my servant. This is why he can do that. I'm going to tell you, that's why he knew Nathaniel. Before I saw you under the fig tree, player, I knew. This is how he's able to do that, because the Spirit of the Most High is on him. He can do past, he can do present, and he can do future. Now you bring your guys that can do that. If you ain't got nothing but some trick artists, go ahead on with that trick daddy stuff. Tricks are for what?
Kids.
Okay.
Baby goats.
Let's get it, y'all. Acts 16:16. We're just going to hit these one-liners on this real quick. And then Acts 25 and 11, because Paul was called something, but he was preaching the word of the Most High. So you're going to see a difference in what was happening too by the other sect that called. What it say, y'all?
Acts chapter 16, verse 16.
Are we looking, y'all? We there?
I heard pages. Oh, that's your page, man.
Yeah, that is. Go ahead.
Chicken fingers up the thing.
You say what?
The chicken fingers I had up there. The chicken fingers looking for you.
Yeah. Acts chapter 16, verse 16. And it came to pass, as we went to prayer, certain damsel possessed with a spirit of divination.
What was she possessed with? A spirit of what?
Divination. Met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying.
So she brought her masters, who was letting her get away with palm reading. This Miss Rudolph got her masters much paper. Go ahead. What else to say?
The same followed Paul and us, and cried, saying, these men are the servants of the Most High Yah, which show unto us the way of salvation. Now this is a woman with the spirit of divination. Holiness. Go ahead. And this did she many days. But Paul, being grieved, turned and said to the spirit, I command thee in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach to come out of her. And he came out the same hour. See, it's instant with the power of the Most High. Ain't no 12-step program. You ain't got to buy this for this amount. When you tell a demon, come out of him, and you say it with authority, and they know you're speaking of Jesus of Nazareth, because the demon tell you which one it is. You can't come with nobody from Kinloch. I command thee to come out by the master of Kinloch. I command you to come out by some man in Georgia. It'll be just like Acts 19 when them exorcists tried to do it. We adjure you by one Paul speak up. They like, Paul we know, player. What you here for? You here for a free ride, huh? Them demons leaped on them and had the mastery of them. Just like you, butt naked. What is it about when them demons get on you, you get butt naked?
Because you trying to get them off of you.
Oh, okay. Them demons be hot, boy.
I'm trying to get them off for you. You pull your skin off if you could.
You say get out of them birthday clothes. Go ahead, where you at, brother?
Let's say 19. And when her master saw that the hope of their gains were gone, they called Paul and Silas and drew them into the marketplace unto the rulers and brought them to the magistrates, saying, these men, being Jews,
being who?
Jews, do exceedingly trouble our city and teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Romans. And the multitude rose up together against them. And the magistrates rent off their clothes and commanded to beat them. And when they had laid many stripes upon them, they cast them into prison, charging the jailer to keep them safe, who having received such a charge, thrust them into the inner prison and made their feet fast in stocks. And at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed.
What they do?
Prayed and sang praises unto Yahweh. And the prisoners heard them. And suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prisons were shaken. And immediately all the doors were opened, and everyone's bands were loosed. And the keeper of the prison awakening out of his sleep, and seeing the prison doors open, he drew out his sword and would have killed himself, supposing that the prisoners had been fled.
See, because Most High delivered them out of prison, the guard knew that was on his head. He finna pull a Harry Carey. He gonna kill himself because he got the answer for this. Go ahead.
But Paul cried with a loud voice, saying, do thyself no harm, for we are all here.
See, so do yourself no harm, man. You finna commit suicide, don't you? Go ahead, what else to say?
Then he called for a light and sprang in and came trembling and fell down before Paul and Silas and brought them out and said, sirs, what must I do to be saved?
See, because they know it's got to be a miracle at this point. What must I do to be saved? That's the jailer. What he tell them?
They said, believe on the Lord Yahweh HaMashiach, and thou shalt be saved and thy house.
See, you got to believe, y'all. I don't care what you read. You read about the baptism of the eunuch in the chariot. All of them, the first question is asked, do you believe? Y'all, first question we gonna ask, do you believe Genesis to Revelation? If you don't, ain't no need in getting into that context. Why would you get big? How is your point ever going to be? You're going to fall back into what he said. Philosophy. Well, I feel that I can understand, yes, how you read that, but I feel philosophy.
Trying to forget.
But look here, feels.
Now everybody sing it.
Yo, hold that. Give me a real quick. Acts 25:11. And y'all read the rest of that on out. What I wanted was the sect of the Nazarene. That in 25:11, I wrote 16 twice. Maybe I wanted 24 in. Give me 24 in. No, right here. That's what I want. What I want. Now I want 24 and 6. That's where I want to go. 24 and 6 of Acts. Now I want you to start 1 through 6, y'all, and that'll be this, because this is what they call Paul. This is where I was trying to get to, and then I had 25:11. But hit that 24 and 1 through 6. See what I got in 25:11.
Still me?
Yeah.
Acts chapter 24, verse 1. And after 5 days, Ananias, the high priest, descended with the elders and with a certain orator named Tertullus. Is that right, Ariel?
Sound like it.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
Tertullus,
Right.
who informed the governor against Paul. And when he was called forth, Tertullus began to accuse him, saying, seeing that by thee we enjoy great quietness, and that very worthy deeds are done unto this nation by thy providence, we accept it always and in all places most noble feelings, with all thankfulness, notwithstanding that I be not further tedious unto thee, I pray thee that thou wouldest hear of us thy clemency of a few words.
So now this high priest, so-called high priest of the elders, he's talking like a coon to the Roman magistrate. Telling him how good he is. And you know, I lick your boots like my cousin Dathan did in Egypt to Pharaoh. See, because, yeah, most noble, yeah.
That covenant in another man.
Boy, look here. What else to say, brother?
For we have found this man a pestilent fellow.
A pestilent fellow. He get on everybody's nerve. He's like a gnat in your ear. You know, when Keith Sweat sing, it sounds like a gnat in your ear. It's a pestilent fellow. What else it say, bro?
For we have found this man a pestilent fellow, and a mover of sedition among all the Jews throughout the world, and a ringleader of the sect of the Nazarene.
What did he say Paul was?
A ringleader of the sect of the Nazarene.
So he's talking about the Nazarene sect that follow Christ. He with them, because this after the road to Damascus.
Yes, sir.
This after the road where Christ said, why you keep kicking against the prick? So now they're saying he ain't with us no more. He a ringleader with them ones that's trying to put us out of business. The one that beat us in the temple for selling our word, he with them. He a ringleader with them. Most noble Felix. What else to say, brother?
Say he's a believer in the laws of the Most High.
Yes, sir.
From Genesis to Revelation. And everything therein. 6. Who also has gone about to profane the temple, whom we took and would have judged according to our law. But the chief captain, Lysias, came upon us, and with great violence took him away out of our hands.
So they like, no, y'all don't run nothing, because y'all Israelites in Israel, we run Israel. Give them here to us.
With great violence.
With great violence. You know what that means? That means throwing you down, macing them, and snatched them out of his hand. Like, get out of here. Y'all ain't running nothing around here. But I told most noble Felix, I'm a bootlicker like my.
We don't care.
We don't care. Go ahead. What else to say?
We need to do a movie.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, like
From a true perspective.
Right.
Verse 8.
Yes, sir.
Commanding his accusers to come unto thee, by examining of whom thyself mayest take knowledge of all these things, where we accuse him.
Well, we accuse him. Now jump down to verse 14. Y'all read in between, but this is the point I want to get into, that where Paul say where he learned from.
Verse 14. But this I confess unto thee, that after the way which they call heresy, so worship I the Elohim of my father, believing all things. All things.
The New Testament.
All things which are written in the law and in the prophets.
See that two-part again? Go ahead. What else he say?
And have hope toward Yahweh, which they themselves also allow, that there shall be a resurrection of the dead, both of the just and unjust.
And Paul pleading his case at that point, but y'all, we're going to get on out of that, but just showing Paul was of the sect of the Nazarenes, different from that vow-making sect. Yes. That was them priests and them scribes, but Paul was of the sect of Messiah, just of the Nazarene from Nazareth, just the land. Ain't no bond. The bond is the law. What does it say? Like,
we hit the 16.
Okay.
And herein do I exercise myself to have always a conscience void of offense toward Yahweh and toward men.
Do you see that? My conscience is moved up to a different level. Like,
and so he said he's seared. He's steadfast planted in believing in everything from Genesis to Revelation and everything therein. the meat law,
All of it.
the marriage law, all of it.
That's what Paul said.
He said his conscience stand void in going against it.
Now you want to say Paul, I don't care how names you give him, Pauline and don't trust me. You can say all that, but show us, he said from the law and the prophets I've been teaching. All you got to do is show us where he breaking from the law and the prophets. And you sure can't do it by saying the law is tampered with. You out the game anyway then, ain't you? You way away from it, this way over your head. Y'all, now look, this is what we need to do as we move into the Nazarite form of it. We see that Nazarene, or the sect of the Nazarene of Messiah, was only from those from the city of Nazareth that was following him. It had nothing to do with a sect. That other sect was Pharisees and Sadducees, Essenes, and all of them. That was the sect of Nazarenes that was going up against Christ and his crew, because they was making money. They hustling on the side. The widow with the blood issue for 12 years had spent all her money with them. Guess what? Year 11 and 30 months, it was still happening to her. Until she did what? Touched the hem of his garment. And her faith made her whole. All that paper spent going to them, they telling you it must be you, because I know my medicine works. I done healed all these people. I know my medicine works. Something you doing wrong. Is you having with a, no, I ain't gonna say that, but go ahead. Okay. Matthew 5:17, y'all, lock and load it in. I did not come to destroy the law. Whoever teaches that shall not get in the kingdom. Ain't no need you riding the fence on there. You're gonna have a gap between your legs. Cold or hot. Deuteronomy 4:2. If you add to the word or take away. Revelation 22:18, if you add to it and take away, it's going to be a problem.
For you.
For you, absolutely. So y'all, let's get right into the Nazarite, and we got a law, because the law dictates and instructs everybody on all the commandments of the Most High. The law does that. Without the law, it's a law in your car. It's called your car manual. That's right. If this happened, don't they have a trouble section? What's going on? This light on look like oil. It tells you you are low on oil. But if it's telling you this and you see smoke, ain't no need you going to AutoZone and buy no oil. It's too late. The motor's dead. You can't ride with that light on for 200 miles.
No.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, that tick. No, yeah, that let you know. Just like if your heart starts fluttering, what you keep doing. See, but we'll talk ourselves out. We'll go to AutoZone and get off. But your heart starts fluttering, what you do? It probably was that peanut brittle. Yeah, you start making up what it could be. No, it's time to get right. It's fluttering now. But it may hit you hard in the jaw soon. Call a heart attack. Also, y'all want to send shouts out to our sick and shut in before we get on this last topic. Our brother Akaja is still out there in Chicago needing prayer. The house of Uriah, Sister Hananiah, today actually her soul day. Happy soul day, Hananiah. Also want to send our condolences out once again to Ema and our brother Mr. Ema lost her sister and they put away yesterday. Also to our Hebrew brother Darrell, who also his mother passed on. And he also put her away yesterday, her final time here on planet Earth. So we lifting up prayers for all y'all, because we know y'all need it. But it's going to get better, y'all. It's going to be tears of joy. You know, every time, bear witness. We got lights to bear witness. You will talk about them, but you'll be tears of joy. Y'all remember when Mama used to do this? Y'all remember when Daddy used to do this? You feel it, but there's tears of joy. That's what you want to remember, the good times only. Ain't no need you remember when she whooped me for no reason. I'm glad she did. No, if you thinking like that, the devil in you.
Right. I just had a conversation with my sisters. My mom, it's been like 36 years since she was gone. And I was talking to my sisters, telling them, you know, this year, some years I'm sad about it, some years I'm happy about it. This year I was cool with it. And I was just saying that it felt more right being cool with it, more in line with, like I'm not questioning this decision. So it it's a lot better.
And see, and that's what we're talking about too, y'all. This belief system ain't just about talking about no laws. You going, Hebrew, Jeremiah? Be careful out there. Okay. So, y'all, it ain't just about, you know, just believing in certain time. You got to believe at all time because life is there. There's going to be things that's going to question you. Lord, why would you let a child get killed in a drive-by? Because the daddy in that car drove by their house yesterday and put his son in the back. I got his son. Don't worry about him. He's got to worry about his eternal life. That child gonna be with me. It's the same way with David and Bathsheba. That baby died on the 7th day. The 8th day would have had to been circumcised, right? But you can't circumcise in the covenant born like that. He have to at least wait this many generations. So the Most High took him. David knew it was over there. He said, "Gone." Most High got him, man. I get up, y'all got something for me to eat? It's too nice out my hand. Now I got to work to be where he is. So where is David talking about being where that child won't be?
With the Most High.
With the Most High. He said, if I want to see him again, I got to quit what I just did 9 months ago. I got to cut that out of my diet up here. Let's get it, y'all. Number 6 chapter.
Numbers.
Y'all, and this is what we talk about now. We're getting into the Nazarite, y'all. We got a good hour. And I'm talking about a good hour. We're going to get this done in that time. Yeah. Y'all talking about that ain't Nat Turner time, is it? Yeah. No, it ain't. Nat Turner hit it and quit it.
Man say, I came here to do what I had to do.
I'm up.
Hey, that's what it is.
Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. That's I ain't got time for carrying to do my job and I'm up.
Let's get it, y'all. This is the law of the Nazarite. And understand what I'm saying. The law of the Nazarite, not the law of the Nazarene. There's no such thing in the Bible. Now, can a Nazarite be of Nazareth? Yes. But there ain't no law called the law of the Nazarene. None. Let's read it. Number 6.
You?
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just read. It's on you.
Did you read it?
No, I
just read it.
I'll read again. I mean,
Go ahead,
I
Liza.
play Ezra today.
Go ahead. Number 6 and 1.
Numbers chapter 6, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying,
Yes, sir.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when either man or woman,
When man or who?
woman, shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite.
Of a who?
Nazarite.
Not a Nazarene. Go ahead.
To separate themselves unto the Most High.
To separate themselves unto the Most High. That's a vow of a Nazarite. Both man and who else?
Woman.
So it could be a woman Nazarite?
Yes, sir.
That's what the script say, ain't it?
That's what the law say.
If they make a vow to set themselves, I'm going for you. I'm going to do what Paul did. Paul said, I wish every man was like myself. I'm going to make a vow to the Lord. I don't need no earthly woman. No, I don't need none of that. Go ahead. What else it say, like?
He shall separate himself from wine.
What shall he separate himself from?
Wine. And strong drink. And shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink.
So no Hennessy, no pomegranate. See, Hennessy is fermented wine.
Yes.
It's fermented wine. It's not whiskey.
Right.
It's not what some of them what you call it
brandy.
Brandy. It's none of that. It's fermented wine. Hennessy. Let's read some more.
Neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes.
Any liquor of what?
Grapes. Nor eat moist grapes or dry.
Now this is a problem with that sect of the Nazarene because they say everything was grapes. A Nazarite vow, you don't even eat grapes. What is going on if we stay in the law?
See, they're counting on your ignorance.
It says, no, read that verse again, like, and then make your point, bro. No.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
He shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink. Neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes, or dry.
That means not even raisins. You can't eat raisins. That's dried grapes. When you're in a vow of a Nazarite, how you gonna talk about what Christ was doing? He was eating grapes instead of fish. You still can't eat it with the vow of a Nazarite. It's two different things. One Nazarite group is made up. The other one is the law of the Most High. Because it starts off, he went to Moses and said, the Lord told Moses, write this down in the law. Did he not like it? Let's read some more. Verse 4.
All the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree, from the kernels even to the husk.
Look, you can't eat no form of grapes. None, nor can you eat corn at this point. No. This is the vow of a Nazarite. Talking about the husk. That's talking about corn, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
That's only if you taking a vow of the Nazarite. That ain't got nothing to do with eating corn on the Passover. There's two different things.
Or any fruit or vegetable that grows from the vine.
Yeah.
Guess what also grows from the vine? A cucumber.
Oh boy.
Strawberry.
Tomatoes, strawberries.
You know why?
You can't eat them. They're of the vine.
You know why? Because they have fermentation in them.
That's right.
Cucumbers do. You want to know that they cucumbers, all of that. Any vinegar as well. It's the same thing. None of that. Pickles, none of that. Off the vine. Let's read some more what the law says about the Nazarite. Verse 5.
Study to show thyself approved.
Yes, sir.
Verse 5. All the days of the vow of his separation there shall no razor come upon his head.
No razor come upon his head. If you see any of these groups out here hollering their Nazarite vows or something, they done been to the barbershop, they lying. Look, it may be a problem if your hair don't grow right here. You under this vow, you should be looking like Larry Stooges or George Jefferson by now. Because you can't cut your hair.
Mr. Patches.
Yeah. Can't cut it, can you? You got to let it grow wild.
Wow.
Let's read some more.
All the days of the vow of his separation, there shall no razor come upon his head until the days be fulfilled.
Until the days be fulfilled.
In the which he separated himself unto the Most High. He shall be holy, and shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow.
Grow, that's why Samson said, I can't cut my hair. That one part he did keep till he fell victim again. But we see right here, they got to be holy. They can't cut their hair. No razor on it. Can't eat no grapes either. Verse 6. Other vines. What else it say,
so it's not just grapes. Anything that's of the vine family.
Yeah.
Let me go down to 7.
Verse 6.
6, yeah. All the days that he separated himself unto the Most High, he shall come at no dead body.
No funerals you can go to under this vow. No funerals. Man, your mama died. You can't go to the funeral? You can't go.
And we'll see.
We'll see. You can't go to the funeral, not while you're under them days. Them days always start at about 30 minimum. See, the vow was based on how long you say you was going to separate yourself to God. There's no order. See, when like he was speaking about the other orders telling men you got to do it this many days, you got to do it. When you make a vow to the Lord, you have to make that vow for your own self how many days you can go. You can't overdo this. Especially if you in charge of your family, you got to handle issues like Emo had to handle yesterday. If she was in her vow of Nazarite, somebody else would have had to do that. All she could have asked is, how did it go? And stand back over there. Because I don't know how close you got to that dead body. Holler through the window. I'm quarantined right now. What else it say?
Verse 7. He shall not make himself unclean for his father.
For his who?
Father. Or for his mother. For his brother. Or for his sister. When they die.
When they do what?
When they die. Because the consecration of his Elohim is upon his head.
This is the vow of a Nazarite. When you go lock down on this, you separate yourself from everybody. You are cleansing yourself out. This is the 7,000 men that never bowed a knee to Baal when the one man thought, Lord, Ezekiel, I'm left alone. He like, partner, player, really? You think you the last prophet I got on earth? I got 7,000 they never bowed a knee to Baal. They ain't got to broadcast what they at. They ain't never played with a whore doctrine. They ain't never been part of a religion. None of that. And Paul backs it back up in I believe Romans 9. He say the same thing. I got 7,000 men ain't never bowed a knee to Baal. Ever. I'm talking about they ain't never been part of no religion. Never. Go ahead. What else to say, brother?
Verse 9. Verse 8. All the days of his separation he is holy unto the Elohim. And if any man die very suddenly by him, and he have defiled the head of his consecration, then he shall shave his head in the day of his cleansing. On the 7th day shall he shave.
So this the deal. If you just standing at the bus stop and somebody drop dead, that breaks your vow. Y'all see, this is total separation, y'all. When you lock down on this, you can't be just going to work regular and doing things like this. You want a vow of a Nazarite. You have to separate yourself from the entire world. You at work and somebody cut wind and then fall over dead, you got to start over. See them instant deaths, you know. That's what happened when they instant like that. Boy, look, they cut loose instantly.
Maybe not somewhat of a Nazarite, because he separated himself all out.
Well, he did, but if we read the writing about what he didn't eat, so that would be the key, because we're gonna get into some Judges 13 to tell you what you can't put into you either about Samson being in the womb. This goes even his mama. He said, look, he's gonna be a Nazarite from the womb. So you got to start feeding him. What going you gonna go in him? You can't eat none of this, because he can't have none of it going through that umbilical cord. None of it. So we're gonna get into Judges 13 right after this. What else to say? Anybody have any more questions? Okay, go ahead, bro.
10. And on the 8th day he shall bring two turtles and 2 young pigeons to the priest, to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the priest shall offer the one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering, and make an atonement for him, for that he sinned by the dead, and shall hallow his head that same day.
See, it's saying he sinned, but you're like, how he sinned? Somebody just fell dead by him. Where is he supposed to be doing his consecration? Away from the world, ain't it?
Yeah.
No mother, no brother. You can't have yourself in line to be caught short. I just went to see her. I ain't seen her in the day, and she died right before you. So you break your vow with the Most High. Can't have you round dead body. The Messiah, when he said, I'll drink it new with you again, that's why he told Martha, you can't touch me. You can't touch me. I have not ascended to the Father yet. I'm clean. You can't touch me. You dead technically. You still in that dead flesh. I'm back in my glory. I'm supernatural now. But I'll be back to rap with you. I'll be back to rap with you when I need to, but I got to go now. You cannot touch me. What else to say?
Verse 12. And he shall consecrate unto the Most High the days of his separation, and shall bring a lamb of the first year for a trespass offering. But the days that were before shall be lost.
What shall they be?
Lost, because his separation was defiled.
Think about you get to day 29 of a 30-year vow, and somebody dropped dead on 29. That's 29 days gone. You got to start over. Because the Most High say, what did you come out to see? Why you come out of your safe zone? What did you want to hear? What you heard, a parade coming? What drew you out that death fell right beside you? No, you got to account for that, because something up here told you to go out and be amongst the where dead could fall by you. Let's read some more.
Curiosity.
Yes, sir. Curiosity did what?
Kills the cat.
Cat daddy. Go ahead. Where we at?
Verse 13.
Yes, sir.
And this is the law of the Nazarite. When the days of his separation are fulfilled, he shall be brought unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he shall offer his offering unto the Most High, one he lamb of the first year without blemish.
Without what?
Without blemish for a burnt offering, and one ewe lamb of the first year without blemish for a sin offering, and one ram without blemish for a peace offering.
So what did all of these have in common?
Meat?
No. But what were they? What kind of shape they were?
Unblemished.
Unblemished. And then you would teach a doctrine to say the Messiah was born by Joseph in love, and still call him the unblemished lamb. It's impossible. This is what we talk about. They'll chase unblemished animals, but won't even accept the Messiah's unblemished.
Because they want to be the Messiah.
That's right, Lord. What else to say?
Verse 15. And a basket of unleavened bread, cakes of fine flour mingled with oil. Remember, they don't use oil.
There it is.
And wafers of unleavened bread anointed with oil, and their meat offering.
Yes, sir.
And their drink offering.
Right.
And the priest shall bring them before the Most High, and shall offer his sin offering and his burnt offering. And he shall offer the ram for a sacrifice of peace offering unto the Elohim.
Right.
With the basket of unleavened bread, the priest shall offer also his meat offering and his drink offering. And the Nazarite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall take the hair of the head of his separation and put it in the fire which is under the sacrifice of the peace offering.
Right.
And the priest shall take the side and shoulder of the ram, and one unleavened cake out of the basket, and one unleavened wafer, and shall put them upon the hands of the Nazarite, after the hair of his separation is shaven. And the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before the Elohim. This is holy for the priest.
What is it?
Holy for the priest. With the waved breast and heaved shoulder. And after that, the Nazarite may drink wine.
Hold on, what may he do?
Drink wine.
Now he can drink wine because his vow is over. He can get busy with a little wine.
Right.
This the Nazarite. After his vow has been complete. Let's read some more. We're going to read it out.
This is the law of the Nazarite who hath vowed, and of his offering unto the Most High for his separation. Beside that his hand shall get, according to the vow which he vowed, so he must do after the law of his separation.
Right.
And the Elohim spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise you shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, The Most High bless thee and keep thee. The Most High make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Most High lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them.
So y'all, we see the vow of the Nazarite. Y'all see that vow of the Nazarite? That's clear and cut. Now y'all, we just gonna hit a couple. We're gonna get on out of here. I want to get Judges 13, and then we're gonna close out with Lamentation 4 and Matthew 26:29, because the Messiah say he gonna go into a vow of the Nazarite until the second coming happens. So we gonna see him take his vow. Y'all, this ain't hard. But what's on the gates gonna be what's on the gates. Ain't nobody else gonna get in that kingdom, you being of a sect.
See, they preparing themselves for some sect tripping.
Boy, look here. Sure gonna be some sect tripping. Who got that? Judges 13. Still it? Who had it? You say somebody had something? No. What you saying, L9? Judges 13th chapter. Go ahead, either one. Go ahead, Ariel. Somebody, let's get it.
I'm running, you know.
Run it.
No, I'm good. I keep no order. Yeah.
Yes, sir. He say it ain't his turn yet.
Reading in the book of Judges, chapter 13. We'll start the reading in verse 1.
And y'all, we'll always see how the Most High start off. And let me just say this real quick, that foolishness that keeps sacrificing, running that Jeremiah 7 and only reading verse 22 and 23, y'all, is hoodwinking, it's booger digging. That's all it is. Because if you start at verse 1, you'll see what he told the prophet. There's not a contradiction with the prophet and the law. Because if you start at verse 1 as the subject matter, it say, go tell the children of Israel what I say, Jeremiah. And then when you get to verse 7, 8, and 9, it'll tell you what they're doing. He said they're eating lies. They crazy as hell. they commit fornication, they doing this, and then when you get to 22 and 23, he say, for I didn't give them sacrifice like that, because when we came off of Mount Sinai, I gave you what would make you live, not record to you what would do if you sin. I'm not going to give you sacrifice because I'm not teaching death. I don't want you to get in trouble. I'm not going to give you nothing. Why I'm going to tell you about this? Then you're going to be looking, well, it's a backup plan if I sin. I'm not going to give you law of sacrifice. When you sin, I'm going to either put you to death or something going to take the place of you. But naturally, I just want you to do well. That's all I want you to do. Y'all, this ain't got nothing to do with no sacrificing or nothing. I didn't give you that at Mount Sinai. You know why the calf came? Because when he was getting the law, what was they doing down there? Made of what?
Idol.
A golden calf. So guess what? Like all idols, you have to eat that idol. You have to eat what you worship, since you like it so much. But I didn't give y'all that. I come down here with these 10 to give you life, not to be concerned about. Did he give us fringes at the beginning when he came off Mount Sinai? Did he give us fringes? What made him give us fringes? Sin in the wilderness. Abraham didn't wear fringes. Jacob, Isaac didn't wear fringes. But in the wilderness, don't go pick up them sticks. What that man go do?
The next very day, it was a deliberate sin. They're like, I'm going to show you I can do what I want to do. I ain't got to listen to you.
That's what we talking about, like.
That's where it came from. Because it was presumptuous sin. Dude had made up in his mind, I'm going to do what I want to do.
And he paid with his life.
It's just like the children of Israel today. We going to do what we want to do. It's my life. I can live it like I want to live.
Right. He know my heart.
Do as I will.
God know my heart. Yes, he does. That is desperately wicked.
Right.
As long as I ain't doing no harm to you, I should be all right.
What you got, LC? What happened?
He said
having the power. Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, they have. What you got, Mo?
You know, my place of employment, when young boys are hollering quick, man, I'm this guy who judge me. I said, you know what?
You absolutely right.
If you really believe that, you wouldn't be pulling the blank, you do what I do.
Yes, sir. I know you said the blank. Right. Only he could judge me. You absolutely right.
And he see it all.
And why you up in here is going to be on judge. Thou sayest. You just said who's going to judge you good.
He know the frame of everything from dust to dust.
Oh, boy, look.
So he know you and everything you make.
And can see in the dark. You think about night vision. Because you cut the lights off, ain't no man see me. No. Using peanut butter and other devices, he can still see it in the dark. Everything in the dark is seen. He said times 10,000 strength of the sun. He see it. Because that's where he said you're going to do your most work at, in the dark. Where we at?
We're in the book of Judges, chapter 13. Start our reading in verse 1. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Most High.
What they do?
They did evil again.
See again, y'all. Go ahead.
And the Most High delivered them into the hand of the Philistines 40 years. And there was a certain man of Zorah, of the family of the Danites, whose name was Manoah, and his wife was barren, and bare not. And the angel of the Most High appeared unto the woman, and said unto her, Behold now, thou art barren, and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink.
Do what?
Drink not wine nor strong drink.
Right.
And eat not any unclean thing.
See, and eat not any unclean thing. What goes on the list of unclean things? Not any unclean thing. What the only way she gonna know how to do that? What she gotta go to?
To the law.
Leviticus 11, Deuteronomy 14, it said, eat not any unclean thing. So that baby can't have nothing. Look, no wine, no grapes, but any meat you eat, it's got to be legal fish, it's got to be legal chicken, it's got to be legal beef. And this is a Nazarite from the womb. So far we ain't seen a Nazarite vow to stop eating meat, have we?
No.
Anywhere in these scripts yet? Nope. In number 6 did we see it?
I didn't see it.
Let's read some more.
Verse 5. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head. For the child shall be a Nazarite unto Yah from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines.
Yes, sir.
Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, a man of Yah came unto me, and his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of Yah, very terrible. But I asked him not whence he was, neither told he me his name. But he said unto me, behold, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and now drink no wine nor strong drink, neither eat any unclean thing.
Neither eat any unclean thing. What is an unclean thing? She can't eat a German Shepherd.
No.
There's no hippopotamus steaks. No poodles and noodles. No Saint Bernard Paul. None of it. Where's me at, brother?
For the child shall be a Nazarite to Yah from the womb to the day of his death.
See, his vow is beginning of life to death. That's his vow. Y'all, he's born to die this way. Under these circumstances, you can never drink wine. You can never cut your hair, ever. Your vow is for life. A razor can never come. Samson locks should have been down to his ankles, tied off or whatever they need, but for life from the womb. He can't get his first haircut like how we take him. Junior done went and got his first haircut.
Right.
He don't get a first haircut. Where we at?
Verse 8. Then Manoah entreated the Most High and said, O my Lord, let the man of Yah which thou didst send come again unto us, and teach us.
And do what?
And teach us what we shall do unto the child that shall be born.
He asking for instructions, ain't he?
That's right.
Let's read some more.
And Yah hearkened to the voice of Manoah, and the angel of Yah came again unto the woman as she sat in the field. But Manoah, her husband, was not with her. And the woman made haste and ran, and showed her husband, and said unto him, Behold, the man hath appeared unto me that came unto me the other day.
So, see, contrary to belief, ain't no woman just in the bedroom or the kitchen. She was out both times, wasn't she? And she had to go get her husband, but she didn't just entertain. She said, hold on, let me go get my protector. Let me go get the head of the house. Just hold on, I'll be right back. What else to say?
Verse 11. And Manoah arose and went after his wife.
What'd he do?
He went after his wife and came to the man and said unto him, Art thou the man that spakest unto the woman? And he said, I am. And Manoah said, Now let thy words come to pass. How shall we order the child? And how shall we do unto him? And the angel of the Most High said unto Manoah, Of all that I said unto the woman, let her beware. She may not eat of anything that cometh of the vine.
See, right here, he said, let her beware. This is on her. He's a husband, but he like this on her soul. You can't bear that baby. You want to bear that baby?
Right.
You know, because you only got to exit. You know, it's going to be rough on you. Do you want what she finna get? Well, she has to understand this perfectly. She do. If you ain't around like you was gone in, she still has to know. Y'all, and this is where we are when we're talking about a household that the husband and the wife agree together. If you going out and the horn blow, she got to know what to do. You can't go back home. If you be on the rooftop, do not what?
Go back in.
If you be on a long journey, you can't go back home. She has to know, and you have to tell her, I'm going out, babe. If the horn blow, I'll see you in the kingdom. That's the best you got. You can't go back and get her.
Right.
If you're on the rooftop, you can't go back and get your shoes. I'm talking about that's on the house. You can't go back in looking for nothing. Where are my keys? What you gonna be driving? Where we at, bro? Go ahead.
Verse 14. She may not eat of anything that cometh of the vine, neither let her drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing. All that I commanded her, let her observe.
So, no unclean thing. Can she eat some chicken?
Yeah.
Can she eat some lamb?
Yeah.
Can she eat the largest neck bones on planet Earth? Can she eat a little giraffe?
Yeah, she can eat that giraffe neck bone.
Giraffe is
That's clean.
chew at the cud and
split at the hoof. Yeah.
You want some neck bones?
If I can get one.
Well, I know that's right. Some real neck bones.
Yeah,
I'm talking about enough to serve everybody, because you only gonna get 10 or 5 in a pack right there for a family of 10.
Right. Yeah,
and the way Big Mama sucking on that bone, you know it ain't nothing left. Might as well get some giraffe bones up in there. Full neck bones that's gonna fill up everybody.
One bone to a pot.
What was up there?
Brontosaurus neck bone, ain't it?
Yes,
Where we
sir.
at? Go ahead.
Verse 15. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Most High, I pray thee, let us detain thee until we shall have made ready a kid for thee.
I know they ain't told this angel they finna cook some meat for him. Not again. Not again. What else to say?
Verse 16. And the angel of the Most High said unto Manoah, though thou detain me, I will not eat of thy bread. And if thou wilt offer a burnt offering, thou must offer it unto the Most High. For Manoah knew not that he was an angel of the Lord.
And the only reason he did eat, because he said, I'm not the Lord.
Right.
You're not sacrificing to me. You can't do what Abraham did. But the deal is, he automatically knew what hospitality was. Go get a kid from the flock. It's clean. It's going to work. The angel just told him, I can't eat. I'm not here to entertain with you like that. All I'm here to do is give you instructions. If you're going to do a sacrifice, do it to who?
To the Most High.
To the Most High. So he gets the glory. Go ahead. What else to say?
Verse 17. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Most High, what is thy name?
Right.
That when thy sayings come to pass, we may do thee honor. And the angel of the Most High said unto him, why askest thou thus after my name, seeing it is secret?
Look, you don't need to know who I am and what my name is. You just say an angel of the Lord came. You don't need to know my name. All you need to know is a man of God came and gave you instructions about this boy. It's either going to come to pass or it ain't. What else to say?
Verse 19. So Manoah took a kid.
What did he do again?
Took a kid with a meat offering and offered it upon a rock unto the Most High. And the angel did wondrously. And Manoah and his wife looked on. For it came to pass, when the flame went up toward heaven from off the altar, that the angel of the Lord ascended into the flame of the altar. And Manoah and his wife looked on it and fell to their faces on the ground.
So look right here, even though the angel worked wondrously with that calf, but the sacrifice is going to the Most High. He went up into the smoke or the flame of that same sacrifice. The angel did. But the sacrifice was for the Lord. He didn't say, no, thou shalt not sacrifice meat. Are you crazy? And look, we want y'all to clearly understand what we're saying. We're not in no way, shape, or form saying if you don't eat meat, you're going to hell. That's your choice. It's legal. But you can't command anybody not to. You can choose whatever diet you want on the list. The Most High say it must be a balance. So whatever meat you're missing, that still has to balance out for this dying flesh.
Because he said the kingdom is not about meat
and drinks.
That's right.
It's a balance, y'all. It's a balance. Something has to balance out for the meat and the protein you get for this, or the bones are going to be brittle. You talking about I've fallen and I can't get up, that'll be a 20-year-old. Kneecaps, thighs are snapped like kindling wood. Y'all, this flesh is rotting away.
Romans 14 say you shouldn't judge each other. One eat meat, one eat herb.
That's right.
He said that's fine. Because, you know, one may not be able, because of one's diet, may not be able to eat meat or whatever. But it's not for you to judge each other according to that. If it's all done according to the law, then what's the problem?
What's the problem?
He said, what are you tripping off of? Outside of the fact that you're trying to become Lord over your brethren.
That's what it is.
And exalt yourself above your brethren. Other than that, what's the problem? Why are you tripping off one eating meat and one eating herb? If that's what satisfies them, so be it.
So be it.
The only reason why Daniel and them didn't eat the meat in their captivity because they were eating swine flesh and abominable meats. That's why he said, well, give us the post. Give us the beans and the veggies and we'll look just as fat as those eating that rotten meat. But it had nothing to do because they weren't offering them clean meat.
No.
They were offering defiled and unclean meat. That's why he like, no, we don't want that. We don't eat that. But if it was that case, why was Peter so troubled by his vision?
Not so, Lord.
Why was Peter so baffled in his vision about what he saw on the blanket?
Yes, sir.
Because in his mind, in his carnal mind, he was thinking this was food I'm supposed to consume. But it had nothing to do with the food. That's why he was pondering. He was like, but it's a pig. It's swine on this. I ain't never had no swine. I don't eat food like that. They come from that category.
Alligator on that.
He's like, no, I'm baffled. What is this dish?
Calamari.
Oh, now I get it. It's not to associate this man who's coming for instructions of the Most High with that of the unclean.
Not about meat.
Had nothing to do with the meat.
Ain't got nothing to be, and that work with both Hebrew Christianity and regular Sunday Christianity, because both of them say the same thing. They're both saying the same thing. One just saying it from the Hebrew, and the other one just saying it from modern day Christianity. They're both teaching Christianity. They're talking about doctrines that cannot be found in here. They're made up. Be it and observe, y'all, see what they say. Once they say it's been tampered with, you out the game. I got to close up. I'm heading home. Goodbye. What are we going to talk about?
And why are you going tit for tat with someone that don't believe?
Exactly.
What is the purpose behind it then? You ain't going to convince them. They've already told you, I know what I'm talking about. We've been in this word X amount of years. There's nothing you could bring us. We know everything you're going to try to come at us with. Our conscience is seared with understanding and believing in philosophy. Nothing else you can do with them.
Philosophy.
Kick the dust off your feet and
keep it going. He said,
what are you trying to prove other than the fact that, oh, I can scrap with the best of them, I can debate. Debate is for losers.
Yeah.
It's unrighteous in the eyes of the Most High.
Yes, sir.
If you got to debate about this truth, you don't believe it yourself.
You don't believe it. You don't believe it? What you got back there, Michael? There's no truth in it. Look, if you debate, this is absolute. Either you believe it or you don't. We wasn't there with Noah's Ark, was we? Do we believe that?
Yes.
He put more clean than unclean on the ark. When somebody tell you, no, that's evil, good is evil now. That's what basically is being said, y'all. We're talking about doctrine. I don't care nothing about no individual. If those individuals decide to get on that bad doctrine, then they're included in this bad doctrine that we're looking out for. In the latter times, some shall come departing from the faith. It don't matter who some is. If you can't get it out of your mind, that Demas fell off, didn't he? Right. Paul said Demas was ride or die. Boy, Demas was in what? Y'all look up Demas, D-E-M-A-S, and see how he rolled with Paul, and then went back into the world. Where else we got, y'all? We're gonna close on out of here. Where we at?
Verse 21.
Yes, sir.
You want some more of this?
I want some more of that. Just a little bit more.
There ain't nothing but a little more left.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it all to you.
Give it all to me, bro.
Verse 21. But the angel of the Most High did no more appear to Manoah and his wife. Then Manoah knew that he was an angel of the Most High. And Manoah said unto his wife, we shall surely die, because we have seen Yah. But his wife said unto him, if the Lord were pleased to kill us, he would have not received a burnt offering and a meat offering
and a what?
And a meat offering at our hand.
Right.
Neither would he have showed us all these things, nor would as at this time have told us such things as these.
So this meat offering, was there any sin going on that they offered this meat offering?
No.
So y'all, once again, meat offering versus sin offering are two different things. Noah got off the ark and the first thing he did was offered us a meat offering. It's a thank you, Lord, for coming to me, for saving my life. And the same thing you'll see in Ezekiel 47:48. The priests are going to offer a sacrifice. It's not for sin. They're not offering it for sin. They like, we done left that sin in the old world. This is for you. This is a sweet savor for you. You saved us from that. And that's what Abel did. Abel hadn't sinned. What recorded sin that Abel was sinning, that he sacrificed a calf? Or was that the firstling of his flock and the meat offering? Cain came with vegetables. Lord said, I didn't tell you that. That ain't in my instructions. That's not in my instructions. Get away around here with them bananas and cucumbers. What I tell you.
And then on top of that, it was the worst of the cucumbers.
Yeah. What else to say, bro?
Verse 24. And the woman bare a son.
What she do?
Bare a son. And called his name Samson. And the child grew, and the Most High blessed him. And the Spirit of Yahweh began to move him at times in the camp of Dan between Zorah and Eshtaol.
So, and y'all want to see Samson life? Read 14, 15, and 16. You see he come out the gate tripping. His parents did absolutely right. Samson went crazy with the power of the Most High. This is why you will never control the Holy Spirit, ever. Because if you do what Samson do and they send Delilah after, that's what they do, y'all. All of these men that usually fall off or like this, they done sent that heifer after them.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Look, they're going to send her. Especially when that's all you bragging about. That's why they send them. That's the devil's playground. He talking to her. Yeah, send them number 2 over there.
Y'all being quiet. Some of y'all been victims.
Well, boy, look here.
He says get quiet.
They like, move on.
Y'all been victims.
Move on. Y'all, we gonna, what time we got? A few minutes. Last one, y'all, Lamentations 4. And y'all, we're gonna run how clean the Nazarites were till they fell off, y'all. And then, y'all, we're going to close out with Matthew 26, 29, and 30. And we're going to see the Messiah is under a Nazarite vow, being the Nazarene. But it's the vow of number 6. It's not the vow that somebody that made up with some rogue ones that caused a lot of problems for Rome back then. That's all. Jack artists. Better not go in that neighborhood.
And just also think about this. That group was, like I said before, and like you'll find when you research it for yourself, they were into communal living just like these cats.
Yeah.
They tried to promote this communal living in captivity.
Back it up with that Acts 5, don't work.
Remember, they were being, Jerusalem was under Roman rulership at that time. So they were like, well, let's pack up our stuff and we could get some land over in the cave. Above the Dead Sea, and we can do our own thing. We can communal living, just us alone. We ain't got to deal with all these other Israelites and the ones that want to, do what they do according to Christ under the Roman rule.
We can make our own.
We're tired of giving Caesar what's Caesar.
Yeah.
Let's do our own thing in the caves of
Yes, sir.
above the Dead Sea. And then they took fragments. This is why they so crazy. They kept fragments of the Torah and then interpreted the ones they didn't have themselves.
Yeah.
So that's why their understanding of the law is so wishy-washy.
We're going to get right to it, y'all. We was going to read that Lamentations 4 all, but we're going to go 1 through 7. Then we're going to finish out with Matthew 26, 29, and 30. But we just want to see about the Nazarites, what they look like, and they don't include no heathens with hexagrams around their neck. Where we at, y'all? Lamentations 4, 1 through 10. Let's get it.
All right, we're in the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 1. How has the gold become dim?
Right.
How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion.
The precious sons of who?
Of Zion. Comparable to fine gold. How are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter? Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. The tongue of the suckling child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dunghill.
Talking about these Israelites. Go ahead.
For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her.
Do y'all understand why what this saying is so important? Because he say if you go to anybody's house and they don't hear this word, you kiss the dust from your feet after the first and second admonition. You can't keep casting your pearls before swine. It don't matter who it is. You ain't gonna got to hear them out nothing. If they don't believe it's true, kick the dust from your feet. It'll say it'd be better. It's going to be better for Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than it will be for that house. So understand, Sodom was just judged in the flesh. They got annihilated. But judgment day still have to happen because they got to stand at judgment day and told why they was annihilated. Y'all annihilated because of this. We down again?
Sound.
Okay. Go ahead. What else to say?
Verse 6. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her. Her Nazarites,
her what?
Her Nazarites were purer than snow.
They were purer than snow.
They were whiter than milk.
Hold it right there. If they close the book on you, that's how these white Nazarenes get away with all this talk. Right there, there it is. There it is right there. The color, you need more color, let's get the next color.
They were whiter than snow. They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. Their polishing was of sapphire.
Now if we stop right there, and you're saying because they were ruddy, they were red, so they're saying they were white folks, the Nazarite. If you stop right there. But if we read verse 7, what we got? I mean verse 8, yes sir.
Their visage is blacker than a coal.
That's the face. So either these heathen Nazarites, either they doing what you call that blackface, either they doing blackface, or this a man with a black face and a white body. Go ahead, what else to say?
They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick. They that be slain in the sword, they that be slain with the sword, are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field.
We can hold right there because it's telling you about the Nazarites used to be so pure. This is what they've been reduced to. They were whiter than snow. Every time you see snow, there's no substance on earth whiter than snow. There's nothing. I don't care if you can go buy a brand new pack of t-shirts and fill the washing machine up with Clorox. If you throw it down next to snow, it's gonna look like it got pea stains on it. There's nothing whiter than snow on earth. If the sun hit it, it'll blind you. So that's what it means. And it said they're whiter than milk because milk is used as a symbol, milk and honey and different things of righteousness. That's all it's saying. That's how it's saying. But it lets you know right then, but their visage is blacker than a coal. So we don't get it mixed up who the Nazarites were. And when you get to the rest of that, and then you read Lamentations 5, you'll see that we were not goes into the children of Israel, slaves to the Grecians, slaves to the Assyrians. how long we going to be slaves, Lord. It said, for the iniquity of your forefathers. What they did. You ain't going to be judged for what they did, only if you do what they did. But you are suffering in jail because of what your forefathers did. This ain't got nothing to do with eating. This got to do with law breaking. We worship other gods in our God's temple. This ain't got nothing to do with eating meat or vegetables. This is talking about bringing another doctrine into the temple of the Most High and teaching men so. Finish this out, y'all. Matthew 26, 29, and 30. We'll close out. Y'all read all that Lamentation 4 and jump right into the 5th chapter. But Matthew 26, 29, and 30. And we're going to see the Nazarene born in Nazareth take a Nazarite vow. And notice what he say he ain't going to eat. Do. But he left something for us. Matthew 26, 29, 30, y'all. Let's get that and close out.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 29. But I
tell you what. 25. Yes, sir. You thought that's it?
Yeah, I thought it.
Okay. Go ahead, Jay.
I always want to go back to one.
No, we can't too much. We ain't got no more time.
22.
22, go ahead.
His wife thought.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead. Go ahead, John. If we don't get started. See, and then y'all be saying, if Daniel would just be quiet. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 22. And they were exceedingly sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Yah, Elohim, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dipped his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But woe unto the man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? And he said unto him, Thou hast said. And as they were eating, Yahushua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to eat the disciples and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sin. Okay, now here we're going into a Nazarite vow. Go ahead. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine. Of the fruit of the what? Of the vine. Where do you get wine from? Vine. Okay, go ahead. Until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. So we're going to drink of the fruit of the vine new in the kingdom? That means we're going to be drinking wine in the kingdom, don't it? Who say we can't drink wine? Who say it's bad for us? What this just say? What the Messiah say? You know what? I'm going to cut off on it till we drink it new again. When we partner up in the kingdom, we'll toast it up again then. That was his wine. Yes, sir.
We're going to drink from the well that would never run dry.
Never run dry.
And that was his first miracle.
Sure was.
Turn the water to wine.
At a wedding.
Oh, yes, sir. That's what he just said. That good stuff. What a governor of the feast say, wait a minute, you didn't say the good stuff for last. Usually R&R come out at the end. Mad Dog, yeah, but you got the cordon bleu serving at first? Let's close out, y'all. We got any questions or concerns? Everybody get some understanding today? Hope the worldwide audience got a little understanding on the vows and what are not vows. Y'all, we got some good understanding today, y'all, so we don't get caught up in a cult. We get our instructions from on high, y'all. We always got them from there. We pray for them. Thy will be done on earth as it's where?
All right, family, we're going to get this closed in prayer, and it's with the Most High's permission. And in the name of his only begotten Son, our Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach. And we know him as Jesus the Christ, y'all. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms, in the 138th chapter, it reads, I will praise thee with my whole heart. Before the gods will I sing praise unto thee. I will worship toward thy holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth. For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name. In the day when I cried, thou answeredst me, and strengthenest me with strength in my soul. All the kings of the earth shall praise thee, O Yahweh, when they hear the words of thy mouth. Yea, they shall sing in the ways of Yahweh, for great is the glory of the Most High. Though the Lord be high, yet hath he respect unto the lowly, but the proud he knoweth afar off. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, thou wilt revive me. Thou shalt stretch forth thine hand against the wrath of mine enemy, and thy right hand shall save me. The Most High will perfect that which concerneth me. Thy mercy, O Yahweh, endureth forever. Forsake not the works of thine own hands.
Hallelujah! One love, y'all. If y'all got a shekel or two, y'all know we greatly appreciate it. And thank y'all for y'all continued support of the ministry, y'all. We couldn't do it without you. Y'all will get that interruption internet problem resolved. We'll take care of that, y'all, so we won't have to experience this anymore. Satan like to break the groove.
My brother, how you doing,
So someone didn't click it on, we'll see how it goes. We'll just bring it.
Just